the Speaker, or we understand that the House, or there will be a swearing in of a new member of the National Assembly. This is Harold Kipchumba Kimuge, who has been nominated by the ODM party to replace Honorable John Mbadi, who moved to the cabinet. And this nomination has been effective, or is being effected, following the directive by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. So that is part of the business that we expect to be taking place inside the chambers. As you can see, more members making their way into the chamber. The prayer has been said and the chair taken, but we are waiting for the quorum to be raised. And of course, once that number is raised, then the House will, without any further delay, commence or kick off its business that is lined up for consideration this afternoon. Earlier on, I had indicated that there are motions and also bills at the second reading stage that will be taken into consideration. One of the motion is with regards to the second report on the status of implementation of the Constitution. This is by the Constitutional Implementation Oversight Committee, all right?
Have quorum to transact business. Yep. Yes, clerk.
Order number 1, administration of oath, Kipchumba Haron Kimuge.
Honorable Harold Kipchumba, you are here to take oath of office. Depending on your religion, do you want to use the Bible? Do you want to use the Quran? Or neither?
Bible.
Bible. So hold the Bible in the right hand and hold that oath and recite. When you say I, you say your name in full, then you read the words.
I, Kipchumba Harold Kimuge, having been elected a member of the National Assembly, do swear in the name of the Almighty God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the people and the Republic of Kenya, that I will obey, respect, uphold, preserve, protect, and defend this Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, and that I will faithfully and conscientiously discharge the duties of a member of Parliament. So help me God.
Congratulations, Harold. You'll now sign the oath book. what? 29. I give him. You give him or I give him? Yes. Other members, leave the whips here. Take your seats. Harold Kipchumba, these are the instruments that will enable you discharge your duty and responsibility as a member of parliament following the oath that you have taken. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Can I escort him back?
Thank you.
Thank you. Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. And before I lay papers, Honorable Speaker, let me take the opportunity to congratulate our new member and welcome him to the chamber. Harold Kipchumba Kimuge, welcome to the 13th Parliament. And the majority side welcomes you. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. Reports of the Auditor General Financial Statements for the year ended 30th June 2024 and certificates therein in respect of 1. Baringo High School, Baringo National Polytechnic, Chepalungu Technical Training Institute, Emuroa
Yes,
Technical
Honorable
Training
Kajwang.
Institute.
Order, Owen. Yes, Honorable Kajwang, what is your...
You know, Mr. Speaker, this member sometimes ruffle feathers unnecessarily. Mr. Speaker, did you hear him saying that the nominated member who has joined us is joining us on the majority side?
That is not what he said.
What did he
He
say?
said the majority side welcomes you.
Mr. Speaker, thank you so much, but you
He
have...
did not say he's joining the majority.
You have helped
And
him.
Millie can very well also say the minority side welcomes you.
You have helped him quite a lot, but...
That's what I heard.
He ruffles feathers for no reason sometimes. If you check the Hansard, he said the opposite.
If you bring the Hansard and the opposite is the case, then we'll deal with it. But I heard him say the majority welcomes you. Is that what you said, Bayer? Be honest and tell us what you said.
Honorable Speaker, I'm a Christian. Honorable Speaker, I'm the grandson of an archdeacon of the Anglican Church. And my brother is the Bishop of Mombasa. And I can tell you, I said the majority side welcomes you.
That is what I heard. Go on.
Honorable Speaker, number 5, Kabianga High School. Number 6, Kaplong Girls High School. Number 7, Kipsigis Girls High School. Number 8, Konoin Technical Training Institute. Number 9, Moi Girls Isinya. Number 10, Najile Boys Secondary School. Number 11, Nakil Secondary School. Number 12, Nyambaria High School. Number 13, Olkejuado High School. Number 14, Ololaiser High School. Number 15, Osen Girls High School. Number 16, Sironga Girls High School. Number 17, SOT Technical Training Institute. Number 18, SOTIC Technical Training Institute. And number 19, Tenwak Boys High School. Honorable Speaker, I lay.
Chairpersons, Special Funds Accounts Committee. Chairperson, Special Funds Committee. Isn't that Fatuma of Migori? Fatuma.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on
Beatrice Elachi, you're out of order. You can't stand between a member on her feet and the chair and the speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Tuesday, 29th July, 2025. Reports of the Special Funds Accounts Committee on its consideration of the audited accounts for the Water Sector Trust Fund for the financial year 2018-2019 to 2022-2023, and the audited accounts for the National Humanitarian Fund for the financial year 2020-2021, 2021-2022.
Have a copy.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Fatuma. Next order. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Chairperson, Constitution Implementation Oversight Committee. Karemba, isn't that you? Huh? Okay. Go to the next. Chairperson, Special Funds Accounts Committee. Fatuma.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that this House adopts the report of the Special Funds Accounts Committee on its consideration of the audited accounts for the National Humanitarian Fund for the financial year 2020-2021 to 2021-2022, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 29th July 2025. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
You have left out one.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that this House adopts the report of the Special Funds Accounts Committee on its consideration of the audited accounts for the Water Sector Trust Fund for the financial year 2018-2019, 2022-2023, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 29th July 2025. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Karemba, do I understand that you are not ready?
I'll be ready shortly.
We'll do that tomorrow.
Okay.
It'll be available tomorrow morning. Next order. Yes. Honorable members, you'll notice we have a supplementary order paper, and that's what will guide our business this afternoon. Next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Statements. Momina Bonaya, Isiolo County.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Request for a statement regarding the disappearance of Mr. Abdullahi Bonso Abdi. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the disappearance of Mr. Abdullahi Bonso Abdi. Honorable Speaker, Mr. Abdullahi Bonso of National ID number 233-74006 was reportedly abducted along the Kina-Kulamawe Road on Friday, 9th May 2025 under unclear circumstances. The incident was reported at Kina Police Station on 12th May 2025 under occurrence book number 05/12/05/2025. His whereabouts remain unknown to date, a situation that has caused immense distress to his family and the broader community. Honorable Speaker, the inordinate delay delay by the security agencies to trace Mr. Bonso and reunite him with his family or charge him in a court of law in case of any offense committed raises concerns for his whereabouts. Honorable Speaker, it is against this backdrop that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. 1. A comprehensive report on the circumstances leading to the disappearance of Mr. Abdullahi Bonso, efforts made to establish his whereabouts and ensure his safe reunion with his family, and 2, confirmation of whether Mr. Abdullahi Bonso is being held in police custody, and if not, the specific measures being undertaken by the National Police Service and other security agencies to address the increasing cases of abductions and enforced disappearances, and to ensure accountability for individuals or entities found culpable. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Mumina. Tongoyo, when can you...
Honorable Speaker.
Hold on, Tongoyo. Yes, Harun, what's your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, I think on the same question, there were similar questions on missing persons that we raised with the committee. Personally, I've brought 3 cases and a pending report. And in the last session, you had ordered the chair to summon the CS before the committee. He didn't show up. He cancelled 3 times. So I wonder what will happen to these cases that are still coming up.
Just check with the table office in case the ones of last session lapsed at the end of the session, then you can revive them. Tongoyo.
Honorable Speaker, maybe before I did respond or give a timeline on response, on the majority of statements being sought by members in this House, we had planned to have a session with the CS, as alluded by the Honorable Member, but because of insurgency of duties and the issue of insecurity in the country, the CS could not show up, and we did communicate the same to the members, and I commit that we still are able to do it in due course. On the statement being sought by the Honorable Member, Honorable Speaker, let me try to give it not a comprehensive one, at least a preliminary one on Wednesday.
Wednesday next week. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Kareke Mbiuki.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to provision of Standing Order 44.2c, I rise to seek for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Blue Economy, Water and Irrigation regarding the stored Ndambo and Kajogu dams in Tharaka Nithi County. Honorable Speaker, climate change continues to pose a significant threat to economic development, and evidenced by recurring droughts and erratic rainfall patterns, and adversely affect the livelihood and deplete vital community assets. In response to these challenges, Mr. Speaker, the government initiated the construction of Ndambo and Kajogu dams along Mala River in Tharaka Nithi County. The objective of this initiative was to develop water storage facilities to harvest the flooding water for use during the critical dry periods. This was expected to enhance water security and stimulate the growth of water-dependent enterprises in the region, thereby supporting local economic development. Honorable Speaker, the construction work of the project commenced in 2020, and adequate funding for the implementation was appropriated by the National Assembly and dispersed to Tana Water Works Development Agency. However, the construction of both dams are since stalled, resulting in crushed hope for the residents of Tharaka Nithi County, particularly school-going children, persons with disabilities, and women who continue to face immense challenges in accessing clean and safe water. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Blue Economy, Water and Irrigation on the following. 1, a report on the status of construction of Ndambo and Kajogu Dam, including the amount paid to each of the contractors procured to undertake the works and monies disbursed by the Minister of Water and Irrigation and sanitation to the Tana Water Works Development Agencies for the project, and 2, the reason for the delay in completion of the construction of Dambo and Kanjogu dams and the expected timelines for the completion. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Chairman, Blue Economy, when can you bring a response?
2 weeks, Honorable Speaker.
2 weeks, thank you. Honorable members, before I call the next member, in the Speaker's Gallery, we have Sony Sugar Comprehensive School from Awendo constituency, Migori. In the public gallery, we have Fathers Lele and Toror School from Mosop Nandi, Matele Sunrise School from Kipkelion East Kericho, Ainamoi Primary School from Ainamoi Kericho, Lalagini Mixed Day School from Bureti Kericho, Kingwede Girls School from Sambweni, Kwale, Wachoro Boys High School from Beere South, Embu. On behalf of myself and the House, we welcome the students, their teachers, and those accompanying them to the House. Thank you. Additionally, in the Speaker's Gallery, we have Milai Schools. It's not indicated from which county. We have Vidu Ramji Secondary School from Kiharu, Muranga. Similarly, I welcome them to the House of Parliament. Next is Honorable Mohammed, MP Mandera East. Mohammed, Waitan.
Honorable Speaker, I rise to request for a statement regarding management of the Hajj program in Kenya. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 42-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations regarding the management of the Hajj program in the country. Honorable Speaker, the Hajj program encompasses services, schedules, and logistical arrangements to facilitate the annual Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca, Saudi Arabia, during the Islamic month of Dhul Hijjah. This program is currently being informally managed by a non-governmental agency, the Supreme Council of Kenya Muslims. In contrast, most countries administer Hajj programs through dedicated government ministries or commissions responsible for Hajj affairs, foreign missions, or pilgrim welfare. Concerns have been recently been raised by Kenyan pilgrims regarding the mismanagement of the Hajj program under Supreme Council of Kenya Muslims. These concerns arise from poor management and execution of the program, ranging from lapses in accommodation standards, inflated costs, transport arrangements, and general welfare of pilgrims during the course of the Hajj program. During the 2025 Hajj season, Kenyan pilgrims experienced significant logistical and welfare challenges. Notably, there were delays in space allocation at key pilgrimage sites, such as Mina and Arafah, leading to poor accommodation of Kenyan pilgrims at the Zone 6, which is over 7 kilometers away from the Jamarat, that is the stone throwing area. Instead of Zone 4, where other Africans were, especially from Tanzania, Tanzanians were reserved, and Ugandans. Of utmost concern was SUPKEM's failure to provide accessible emergency services. Despite the high cost charged, this situation has caused distress among Kenyan pilgrims and raises serious concerns about the safety and well-being of the pilgrims, as well as the need for government intervention in the matter. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Relations on the following. 1, a report on the management of the Hajj program in Kenya, including a detailed account of the 2025 Hajj season. B, measures being undertaken by the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs to ensure that the welfare of Kenyan pilgrims is protected, particularly on the failure by SUPKEM to provide essential services to pilgrims while charging exorbitant facilitation fees. 3, long-term strategies by the government to manage the Hajj program, including 1, the establishment of a regulatory framework to anchor the program within a government agency. 2, oversight mechanisms to ensure the welfare of Kenyan pilgrims, including cost effectiveness in the administration of the program. 3, specific timelines for implementation of these reforms. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Julius Sunguli.
Mr. Speaker, the Islamic religion is a very important religion in this world.
Every religion is important.
And I was going to say so, Mr. Speaker. And we made a deliberate constitutional provision that Kenya will not necessarily pay special attention to any religion. I wonder now, in the circumstances of our constitution, whether our colleague, who is a devoted Muslim in this country, can ask the government to anchor a religious activity in its in its programs. I think I'm asking it from a constitutional point of view because I have great respect to religion. I'm a Catholic, and I don't want to request that the government anchors my trip to Rome in its programs. Is it constitutional, Mr. Speaker?
I approved that statement on the understanding that the issues being raised by the Honorable Waitan touch more on protocol issues other than religious issues. His concern was the mismanagement of Kenyan pilgrims by SUPKEM and other related bodies in failing or neglecting to make proper arrangements for our pilgrims who go at their cost. The state doesn't pay for them. When they arrive in Saudi, they are treated as pilgrims from Kenya, not as pilgrims generally. So being pilgrims from Kenya, the government has a duty with an embassy for which our taxes pay in Saudi Arabia to make protocol arrangements to give them security, comfort, and the ability to exercise their right to worship in the manner commensurate with the status of an adherence to any religion. So I wasn't, in my view, and I believe I'm right, Julius, elevating any religion above any other, or giving any special treatment or attention to any religion. Any Kenyan, whether a Christian, a Muslim, an unbeliever, are entitled to state protection and protocol and facilities where necessary when they travel out of this country. Yes, Mama Zamzam.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika, na mimi niweze pia kuweza kumsupport ndugu yangu Mahmud, kwa sababu Mheshimiwa Spika, mahujaji ambao wametoka hapa Kenya ni Wakenya ambao wamekwenda kule Maka kwenda kuhiji. Lakini Mheshimiwa Spika, conditions ama ile makazi yao kule vile walivyokuwa wamepanga na vile wamelipiwa, Mheshimiwa Spika, walipata very poor services. Na Mheshimiwa Spika, ni ajabu kuwa oversight body ambayo ni SUPKEM ndio ambayo tena imegeuka kuwa agency, Mheshimiwa Spika. mpaka wale maagent ambao wanafaa washughulike na sehemu ya kulala na kila kitu, kuna wale ambao walitoa sauti zao na wamenyang'anywa certificate zao za kufanya kazi ama license zao. Mheshimiwa Spika, Mheshimiwa Spika, mahujaji wa Kenya wamelipa pesa nyingi sana kushinda mataifa mengine yote, na walikuwa wanafaa kuwekwa level 4 karibu na Mina, lakini walisukumwa wakapelekwa kule level 6. Kuna wazee, kuna walemavu, kutembea na jua kali kutoka kule mpaka kufika Jamrati ilikuwa ni mbali sana. Mheshimiwa Spika, katika tenti ya Waislamu ukiangalia kama ndugu zetu wa Tanzania, Mheshimiwa Spika, wamelipa chini na 300,000, lakini tenti yao wamewekwa watu 40, wamewekewa malazi mazuri, wanapewa chakula kizuri na ambulance iko pale. Mheshimiwa Spika, lakini Wakenya ambao wamelipa pesa nyingi wamewekwa zaidi ya 300 kwenye tent moja, hakuna ambulance, ni wazee, watu wameshikana pale kwa pamoja. Mheshimiwa Spika, wakati wamelipia pesa nyingi sana, na inafaa ifahamike kuwa Muislamu kwenda hija ni nguzo kubwa sana katika Uislamu. Mheshimiwa Spika, na huwa lazima amelipa madeni yake yote, amewekeza vizuri, ameweza kusanya mali yake ya halali ili aweze kwenda kwenye haji. Lakini wakilipia hizi pesa, Mheshimiwa Spika, lazima pia wapate huduma ambayo iko sawa. Kwa hiyo sisi tunaambia SUPKEM, nyinyi hamwezi kuwa oversight body kisha tena muwe nyinyi ni maagent wa kuweza kupeleka watu na kuzuia hawa wasiende, hawa waende. Hapana Mheshimiwa Spika, hata katika vitabu vyetu vya dini inamruhusu Muislamu kwenda hija, sio lazima aende na agency fulani. Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa hiyo mimi nasimama kama mama Mombasa kutetea vilio za wale waliokwenda haji. Mheshimiwa Spika, walivyoteseka inafaa wapewe haki yao, na kama inawezekana serikali ifungue consulate nyingine pale Jeddah ambayo inaweza kuwa inawashughulikia waweze kuhiji wakiwa sawa sawa. Mheshimiwa Spika, na ile agency ambayo inashughulika pia inajiita ya Saudia, ni agency ambayo ilikataliwa na mataifa mengi sana, lakini nashangaa kwa nini Kenya inajiita Itra Al-Jud. Hii agency Mheshimiwa Spika imekataliwa na mataifa mengi sana kwa sababu wanachukua pesa nyingi na huduma inakuwa mbaya. Kwa hiyo mimi napenda kusema hivi, waweze kupewa haki yao mahujaji wa Kenya bila kufuatia sehemu zingine, na wasiweze kuzuiliwa na kulazimishwa kulipa pesa ambayo huduma hawezi kupata. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Asante sana mami. Chairman, Defense and Foreign Relations.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and you well guided that this is a matter of protocol and welfare to the Kenyan pilgrims out there, and it's a weighty matter. And for purpose of information to the Honorable for Mombasa, is that we already have a consulate in Jeddah already, and which is fully operational and has been of assistance. Honorable Speaker, this is a matter which is very weighty, and I think we will be able to have a response in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. You bring a response in 2 weeks. Thank you. Before I call Honorable Kamene, allow me to acknowledge in the Speaker's Gallery Kendawa girls from Kipkelion East, Kericho, Ndunyu Njeru School from Kinangop, Nyandarua, Olemeisi Primary School from Narok North and Narok, Kivingara Primary School from Meru Central, Meru. I have been asked by Mama Mazito from Kwale to welcome a school from her county. Are they still in the gallery? They're probably left, but you can go unanswered if you want. Are they here?
Actually, Mr. Speaker, I'm not sure whether they are here.
Then don't.
Yeah.
If you are not sure,
yeah,
take your seat. If you are not sure, take your seat. Give her the mic.
There's another school which is also coming, Mazeras. Then I'll speak about that one.
You want to welcome them before they arrive?
No, I can't. I want them to be here.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Kirima. Honorable Kirima.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this chance to welcome Kirigara Primary School and Junior School to Kirigara Junior and Primary School to Parliament. Just only to tell them that Kirigara Primary School is one of the most oldest schools in Meru County, and it's a school which has been doing very well. And since there has been some kind of a fear that the schools are not going to be having capitation out of the statement which was issued by the minister, but it has been now cleared by the president that they are going to be capitation. They should be well settled and be ready to run, because the fear of lacking support from the government has been assured by the president that there will be capitation, and as for that, there will have no reason of why they should not settle down and pursue their goals as per the motto of the school. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Mama Kericho.
Thank you, Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to welcome students who have come to this parliament, and especially from Gedawa girls. I want to tell the girls this is a very good place where you can be in future. I want to encourage them to work very hard. This is a very good school. The girls are disciplined, working very hard, and I want to ask them to be focused, and one day they will be in this house. Even as they continue with their studies, looking forward to the exams, I wish them very well, and the Lord bless them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Beatrice. Joyce Kamene, Member Machakos County.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to request for a statement regarding air and noise pollution by Edmo Steel Factory. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Department Committee of Environment, Forestry and Mining regarding air and noise pollution by Edmo Steel Millers Limited in Syokimau, Machakos County. Honorable Speaker, the residents of Syokimau Estate have raised persistent concerns regarding pollution from Edmo Steel Millers Limited, a metal smelting factory operating for over 5 years within the estate. The factory has been releasing toxic emissions such as nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, particulate matters, and carbon monoxide. Further, the factory produces excessive noise that has been affecting residents. Honorable Speaker, despite the National Environmental Management Authority, NEMA, inspecting the factory and confirming of the release of toxic gases into the atmosphere, causing air pollution, the factory has continued to operate with minimal accountability. In 2019, NEMA ordered the closure of the facility, but implementation of this directive was stalled after the factory appealed the decision at the National Environmental Tribunal. Under consideration, the tribunal upheld the directive made by NEMA. Sadly, little has been done to enforce these orders, leaving the residents exposed to ongoing air and noise pollution. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee of Environment, Forestry and Mining on the following. Number one, the status report on the action taken by NEMA to enforce its orders to closure of Edmo Steel Millers Limited and to review its licenses to accord with proper mechanism of the operations in residential areas. Number 2, a report on the analysis of the air quality and the noise emissions from the factory and the measures taken to ensure emissions of gas in environments neighboring resident areas are free from toxins to protect the residents. And number 3, plans to put in place and ensure relocation of the factory from the residential area to safeguard the health of the public and the environment. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Kamene. Chair, Environment.
Honorable Speaker, 2 weeks?
Yes, Kawaya, 2 weeks?
Yes.
Thank you, 2 weeks. Next order.
Order number 8, motion, consideration of second report on the status of implementation of the Constitution, question to be put.
Order, members on their feet, take your seats. Honorable members, I now put the question at order number 8, which is that this House adopts the second report of the Constitutional Implementation Oversight Committee laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 24th June 2025, on the status of implementation of the Constitution by 1, the Office of the Control of Budget, 2, the Commission on Revenue Allocation, and 3, the Office of the Auditor General. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. We'll go back to order number 6. Clerk.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Majority Whip.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, decision of a resolution of the House, I beg to give notice of the following motion, Honorable Speaker, that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 49-2A, this House resolves to rescind its decision of Thursday, 24th July 2025, relating to the second reading of the Election of Essence Amendment number 2 Bill, and that is Senate Bill number 28 of 2024. And I beg to move and ask the Honorable Millie Odhiambo, the Minority Party Whip, to second.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I second.
Was it a notice? Yes. Okay. Next, order number 9.
Order number 9, motion, further changes to committee membership.
Chairperson, Committee on Selection. Osoro.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, that further to the resolutions of this House on Wednesday, 5th March 2025, and Thursday, 6th March 2025, appointing members to the various committees and pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 175, this House further approves the appointment of the following members, Honorable Speaker, to the respective committees as specified herein under. Honorable Speaker, in the Departmental Committee on Blue Economy, Water and Irrigation, the Honorable Muirori Mudhama Stanley, MP, is to replace the Honorable Chepkonyi Charity Kadhambi, MP. The Honorable Dr. Osogo Bensuda Joyce Atieno, MP, is to fill a slot previously held by the late Honorable Were Charles Ongondo. In the Departmental Committee on Labor, the Honorable Njoroge Mary Wamaua, MP, is to replace the Honorable Chelule Liza Chepkorir, MP. In the Departmental Committee on Regional Development, the Honorable Chelule Liza Chepkorir, MP, is to replace the Honorable Otucho Mary Emase, MP. In the Departmental Committee on Tourism and Wildlife, the Honorable Sankaire Lea Sopiato, MP, to replace the Honorable Dr. Gichuki Edwin Mugo, MP. In the Departmental Committee on Trade, Industry, and Cooperatives, the Honorable Buire John Okano, MP, is to fill the slot previously held by the Honorable Ruku Geoffrey Kiringa, who has since moved to the executive to serve as CS. Under the Constitutional Implementation Oversight Committee, Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Mbai Nimrod Bidhuka, MP, is to replace the Honorable Karemba Eric Muchangi, CBS MP. Under the Public Petitions Committee, Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Karemba Eric Muchangi, CBS MP, is to replace the Honorable Kagesi Kibai Ernest Ogesi, MP. And in the same breath, under the Public Petitions Committee, Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Twiga Patrick Monene, MP, is to replace the Honorable Mbai Nimrod Bidhuka, MP. In the Committee on Implementation, the Honorable Chepkwony Charity Kadhambi, MP, is to replace the Honorable Moirori Mudhama Stanley, MP. In the Diaspora Affairs and Migrant Workers Committee, the Honorable Ndindi Nyoro, CBS MP, is to replace the Honorable Sankaire Lea Sopiato, MP. Under the Budget and Appropriation Committee, Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Dr. Mugo Edwin Gishuki, MP, is to replace the Honorable Ndindi Nyoro, CBS MP. In the Committee on Powers and Privileges, Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Maina Njeri, Jane Njeri, MP, is to replace the Honorable Buire John Okano, MP. And the Honorable Ahmed Shabir, MP, Honorable Speaker, is to replace the Honorable Oyo James Onyango, MP. In the Committee on National Cohesion and Equal Opportunity, Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Muratha Ann Wanjiko Mugo, MP, is to replace the Honorable Maina Njeri, MP. And the Honorable Orero Peter Ochieng, MP, is to replace the slot previously held by the late Honorable Charles Were Ongondo. In the Decentralized Funds Accounts, Honorable Speaker, the committee, the Honorable Oyo James Onyango, MP, is to replace the Honorable Dr. Osogo Bensuda Joyce Atieno, MP. And finally, Honorable Speaker, in the Public Accounts Committee, Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Orucho Mary Emase, MP, is to fill the slot previously held by the Honorable Ruku Geoffrey Karaoke Kiringa, MP. Honorable Speaker, you are aware that several changes have occurred in this House. One of our colleagues passed on, and that really, of course, created a gap in the committee that he served. And the other colleague proceeded to serve in other capacities in the executive. The Honorable Rocco became the Minister for Labor, and that clearly formed a gap in the committees that he served, and other several changes. And from time to time, Honorable Speaker, the Committee on Selection meets to review the allocation and reallocation of members to several committees, of course, considering several factors, regional balancing, the gender issues, and sometimes even expertise, Honorable Speaker. There is no particular committee that is superior over the other, Honorable Speaker, and members are advised that whenever these committees are placed, whenever these committee positions are proposed, Honorable Speaker, members should take advantage and serve in various committees to gain experience and garner expertise from different sectors, Honorable Speaker. So the Committee on Selection had a sitting this morning, Honorable Speaker, and approved that in the spirit of the midterm that we are enjoying, Honorable Speaker, and working towards the second half of our term, that we reallocate and allocate members in various committees so that they can be able to serve and learn from different committees, Honorable Speaker. But in the same breath, Honorable Speaker, this is not the end. We have just reviewed now, and the committee is also going to sit again in a week or so, or 2 or 3, to review again, because of course we know that there are other seats that are vacant, the by-election that are yet to be announced, and other factors, so that we are able to place members that are, also need to serve in various committees. We are aware, Honorable Speaker, that there are some members that still do not have, that are still serving up to even 3 select committees. Such is going to be reviewed again in another 2 or 3 weeks. This is not a mean feat, Honorable Speaker. Moving one member, even one member to another committee, to get a replacement, Honorable Speaker, is not a joke. Because you move a member from this committee, you realize you've touched on the region, you've touched on gender, you've affected the question of expertise and seniority and all those other things, and so many other factors, Honorable Speaker. But members are advised to serve in the committees that they are placed, and to gain this expertise as we move forward. So, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move, and I ask the minority party whip, the Honorable Millie Odhiambo, to second. The Honorable Millie Odhiambo to second.
Odhiambo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I stand to second the motion. And Mr. Speaker, I just wish to indicate that I want to agree with the majority whip that indeed when we have this movement from committee to committee is sometimes to ensure that we fill the spaces that were left by members. Like in our case, you find the case of Honorable Ngondo Were, who unfortunately died, and that slot is not filled. And also to ensure gender balance, regional balance. But also, Mr. Speaker, we also have members that have expertise that could be used in other committees. So, Mr. Speaker, even when we move one person who we know has expertise in law from justice to another committee, it's because we can use their expertise in law in another committee. There are certain skills that can be used in virtually any committee. If I'm a lawyer, my skills as a lawyer can be used in any committee. If I'm an economist, my skill as an economist can be used in any committee, including the catering committee, because you can, inform people with catering issues. So, Mr. Speaker, this is fairly straightforward. With those few remarks, I beg to second.
Members on their feet, take your seats. Honorable members, I now propose the question at order number 9, which is that further to the resolution of the House of Wednesday, 5th March 2025, and Thursday, 6th March 2025, appointing members to various committees, and pursuant to the provisions of Standing Orders 175, Order DK. And pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 175, this House further approves the appointment of the following members to the respective committees as specified hereunder. Departmental Committee on Blue Economy, Water and Irrigation, the Honorable Mwiruri Mudhama Stanley MP to replace the Honorable Chepkonyi Charity Kadhambe MP. B, the Honorable Dr. Osogo Bensuda Joyce Atieno MP to fill the slot previously held by the late Were Charles Ongondo. Departmental Committee on Labor, the Honorable Njoroge Mary Wamaua MP to replace the Honorable Chelule Liza Jepkorir MP. Departmental Committee on Regional Development, the Honorable Chelule Liza Jepkorir MP to replace the Honorable Otucho Mary Emasa MP. Departmental Committee on Tourism and Wildlife, the Honorable Sankaire Lea Sopiato MP to replace the Honorable Dr. Gishuki Edwin Mugo MP. Departmental Committee on Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, the Honorable Bwire John Okano MP to fill the slot previously held by the Honorable Ruku Geoffrey Kiringa. Constitution Implementation Oversight Committee, the Honorable Mbai Nimrod Mbithuka MP to replace the Honorable Karemba Eric Muchangi, CBS MP. Public Petitions Committee, the Honorable Karemba Eric Muchangi, CBS MP, to replace the Honorable Kagesi Kibai Ernest Ogesi MP. The Honorable Ndwiga Patrick Munene MP to replace the Honorable Mbai Nimrod Mbithuka MP. Committee on Implementation, the Honorable Chepkwonyi Charity Kadhambi MP to replace the Honorable Mwiruri Mudhama Stanley MP. Diaspora Affairs and Migrant Workers Committee, the Honorable Ndindi Nyoro CBS MP to replace the Honorable Sankaire Lea Sopiato MP. Budget and Appropriations Committee, the Honorable Dr. Mugo Edwin Gishuki MP to replace the Honorable Ndindi Nyoro CBS MP. Committee on Powers and Privileges, the Honorable Maina Jen Njeri MP to replace the Honorable Bwire John Okano MP. The Honorable Ahmed Shakil Shabir CBS MP to replace the Honorable Oyo James Onyango MP. Committee on National Cohesion and Equal Opportunity, the Honorable Muratha Ann Wanjiku Mugo MP to replace the Honorable Maina Jen Njeri MP. The Honorable Orero Peter Ocheng MP to replace the slot previously held by the Honorable the late Were Charles Ongondo. The Centralized Funds Accounts Committee, the Honorable Oyo James Onyango MP to replace the Honorable Dr. Osogo Bensuda Joyce Atieno MP. Public Accounts Committee, the Honorable Otucho Mary Emasa MP to fill the slot previously held by the Honorable Ruku Geoffrey Kariuki Kiringa. Committee of the whole, we end there. Do I put the question? Yes. Members at the bar, take the nearest seats. Honorable members, I now put the question at order number 9, which is that further to the resolution of the House on Wednesday, 5th March 2025 and Thursday, 6th March 2025, appointing members to various committees and pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 175, this House further approves the appointment of the following members to the respective committees as specified hereunder. Departmental Committee on Blue Economy, Water and Irrigation, the Honorable Mwiruri Mudhama Stanley MP to replace the Honorable Chepkwonyi Charity Kadhambi MP. The Honorable Dr. Osogo Bensuda Joyce Atieno MP to fill the slot previously held by the late Honorable Were Charles Ongondo. Departmental Committee on Labor, the Honorable Njoroge Mary Wamaua MP to replace the Honorable Chelule Liza Chepkorir MP. Departmental Committee on Regional Development, the Honorable Chelule Liza Chepkorir MP to replace the Honorable Otucho Mary Emasa MP. Departmental Committee on Tourism and Wildlife, the Honorable Sankaire Lea Sopiato MP to replace the Honorable Dr. Gichuki Edwin Mugo MP. Departmental Committee on Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, the Honorable Bwire John Okano MP to replace the slot previously held by the Honorable Ruku Geoffrey Kiringa. Constitution Implementation Oversight Committee, the Honorable Mbai Nimrod Mbithuka MP to replace the Honorable Karemba Eric Muchangi CBS MP. Public Petitions Committee, the Honorable Karemba Eric Muchangi CBS MP to replace the Honorable Kagesi Kibai Ernest Ogesi MP. The Honorable Ndwiga Patrick Munene MP to replace the Honorable Mbai Nimrod Mbithuka MP. Committee on Implementation, the Honorable Chepkwonyi Charity Kadhambi MP to replace the Honorable Mwiruri Mudhama Stanley MP. Diaspora Affairs and Migrant Workers Committee, the Honorable Ndindi Nyoro CBS MP to replace the Honorable Sankaire Lea Sopiato MP. Budget and Appropriations Committee, the Honorable Dr. Mugo Edwin Gishuki MP to replace the Honorable Ndindi Nyoro CBS MP. Committee on Powers and Privileges, the Honorable Maina Jen Njeri MP to replace the Honorable Bwire John Okano MP, the Honorable Ahmed Shakil Shabir CBS MP to replace the Honorable Oyo James Onyango MP. Committee on National Cohesion and Equal Opportunity, the Honorable Muratha Ann Wanjiku Mugo MP to replace the Honorable Maina Jane Njeri MP. The Honorable Orero Peter Ocheng MP to replace the slot previously held by the late Honorable Were Charles Ongondo. Decentralized Funds Accounts Committee, the Honorable Oyo James Onyango MP to replace the Honorable Dr. Osogo Bensuda Joyce Atieno MP. Public Accounts Committee, the Honorable Otucho Mere Mase MP to fill the slot previously held by the Honorable Ruku Geoffrey Kariuki Keringa MP. As members of that opinion say aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order. Oh, before the next order, hold on, members. I want to acknowledge in the public gallery Mazera's boys from Kinango Kwale, Talai Academy from Ainabkoi Wasingishu. In the speakers gallery, Uku Primary School from South Imenti Meru, Moi Siongiroi girls from Chepalungu Bometi. I've been asked by my Mama Sito, Fatuma. Now you can welcome your Mazera school.
Basi asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika kwa kunipatia fursa hii ya kuweza kuwakaribisha wanafunzi kutoka shule ya upili Kwale County Kinango, kata ndogo ya Kinango. Mheshimiwa Spika, leo nimefurahi sana kuona wanafunzi kwa mara ya kwanza wanafunzi kutoka kaunti ya Kwale wameweza kutembea katika bunge hili la kitaifa. Niwaambie wanafunzi karibuni sana kutoka Mazeras, na hili ndio lile bunge ambalo wabunge wenu tunaketi kutengeneza sheria. Kitu tu nitawaambia wanafunzi, Mheshimiwa Spika, ni watilie maanani sana mambo ya elimu. Elimu pekee ndio inaweza kutofautisha mtoto wa maskini na mtoto wa tajiri. Na elimu pekee ndio chombo cha kuweza kubadilisha maisha ya binadamu. Vijana mlioko hapa, najua mna wakati mgumu, mnaona hivyo wakati mnapitia katika zile ugumu wa masomo. Lakini ni kipindi kifupi sana ambacho mtakwenda na mtapita na mtakuwa na maisha mazuri. Na elimu peke yake ndio akiba ya maisha ya binadamu ambayo haiozi katika maisha yako. Na wazazi wenu wanatumia pesa nyingi sana kuhakikisha nyinyi mnapata elimu bora. Sio kwamba wazazi hawataki kujenga majumba mazuri, sio kwamba wazazi hawataki kwenda kutembea holiday mahali, lakini ni kwa sababu kila mzazi anataka kuona mtoto wake amepata elimu bora. Mheshimiwa Spika, leo nimefurahi sana, nimesema kwa mara ya kwanza kuona wanafunzi kutoka Kwale County, Mazeras, vijana wa Mazeras Boys, karibuni sana hapa bunge la kitaifa na hapa Nairobi. Walimu tu mchunge, Nairobi ni jiji la wajanja, muwe makini sana na watoto wetu. Asanteni sana. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika kwa kunipatia fursa hii.
Honorable Mandazi.
Yeah, truly, Speaker, I would like to appreciate you, Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to welcome all students who have come here today to visit Parliament, to appreciate what we do as members of Parliament. Honorable Speaker, in your gallery, we have Moi Shongroi Girls. I want to confirm, Honorable Speaker, that Moi Shongroi Girls is a school from Chepalungu constituency, Honorable Speaker, and I confirm that they are the most disciplined girls within Bomet County, Speaker. They have always posted good results. This is Form 4 class of 2025, and I want, Honorable Speaker, together with all the candidates from Chepalungu constituency and all the candidates from the entire country, to wish them well as they prepare to sit for the exams in the third term. Honorable Speaker, I welcome them in Parliament, and as you can witness here, this is the place where we legislate, this is the place where we set rules, this is the place where we bridge gaps. Honorable Speaker, allow me to welcome them and to appreciate the teachers who have accompanied them. Thank you so much, Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Mandazi, on my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome the students, their teachers, and those accompanying them to the House of Parliament. Honorable members, at order number 9, I direct the clerk to organize and facilitate. Order Maclap and your group. Disband that illegal Kamkunji. I direct the clerk to organize the affected committees, CIOC, public petitions, and regional development to proceed and elect their leadership. Next order.
Order number 10, Committee of the Whole House.
Honorable members, will you be upstanding? Honorable Wanjala, will you be upstanding?
Honorable members, order members, we are now in the Committee of the Whole. We shall start with the Kenya Roads Amendment Bill number 2, National Assembly Bill of 16 of 2025.
Clause 2.
I propose the question that clause 2 be part of the bill. No amendment. I now put the question that clause 2 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 3.
Honorable members, order members. The consultations are too loud. Honorable Ngogoyo, Honorable Betty, order. The discussions are too loud. I propose the question that clause 3 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 3 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 3A.
Mover, there is a proposed new clause. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I beg to move that the new clause 3A be now read a second time. Honorable Speaker, this is to bring into the ambit of this bill the Kenya Roads Board Act, to achieve the same objective as the objectives of the bill, which was to reduce the terms of the Director Generals of the road agencies, and Kenya Roads Board being one of the other road agencies under the Ministry of Roads, to reduce the terms of office from 5 years to 3 years. And the same justification, Honorable Speaker, as that in the bill. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move.
Very well. I therefore propose the question that the new clause 3A be now read a second time. Yes, Honorable Tom Kajwang, member for Ruaraka.
Madam Speaker, while I support this amendment, and I must say that this is in keeping with the Mwongozo Code, and this is making the uniform application of this law across the sector, the road sector. But I want to encourage the majority leader to bring amendments to Section 6 of State Corporations Act so that therefore be consistent with the legislation we are looking at. Madam Speaker, in that legislation, the board has the discretion to appoint a member of the board for up to 5 years. A DG is a director. And so if he's given the 5 years, then there is a conflict, internal conflict between that act and the law that we are looking at. And so I would want, may I have the attention of the majority leader? If I would have the attention of
order members. Honorable Makilap.
And the lady between you.
The member on the floor is really trying to address the majority leader. The consultations are too loud. Honorable Meli, break up the Kamukunji. Thank you.
Yeah, because I hope the standing orders are still that when we are on session, there shouldn't be a member between you and the person that we are addressing. So I just want to encourage the majority leader that you need to bring amendments to Section 6 of the States Corporations Act so that this is consistent with the law across. I thank you. Let me support. Thank you.
Very well. Honorable Elachi, are you on this one? Okay. I will therefore put the question that the new clause 3A be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now propose the question that the new clause 3A be part of the bill. I now put the question that new clause 3A be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Title.
I propose the question that the title be the title of the bill. I now put the question that the title be the title of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 1.
I propose the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. We are done with that bill. Mover to move reporting.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. And I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Kenya Roads Amendment Number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill Number 16 of 2025, and its approval thereof with amendments.
I put the question that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Kenya Roads Amendment Bill Number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill Number 16 of 2025, and its approval thereof with amendments. Yes, will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, for convenience of the House, we will continue to the next bill, the County Public Finance Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bill Number 39 of 2023.
Clauses 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
Where are they? I propose the question that clauses 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 be part of the bill. No amendments. I will now put the question that clauses 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Title.
I propose the question that the title be the title of the bill. I put the question that the title be the title of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 1.
I propose the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I will now call the mover to move reporting.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the County Public Finance Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 39 of 2023, and its approval thereof without amendments.
I therefore put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the County Public Finance Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 39 of 2023, and its approval thereof without amendments. As many as are of that opinion say aye. Aye. As many as are of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
So you now become the mover. Then I report.
Honorable members, Chairperson.
Okay. Honourable Speaker, I beg to report that the committee of the House, or the whole House, has considered the Kenya Roads Amendment Bill number 2, Bill National Assembly Bill number 16 of 2025, and approved the same with amendments.
Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Kenya Roads Amendment number 2, Bill, National Assembly Bill number 16 of 2025, and I also request the Honorable Kainan to second the motion.
I second.
Who was seconding? Honorable Kenan? Okay. Thank you. Honorable members, I therefore propose the question that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Kenya Roads Amendment number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 16 of 2025. I put the question. I therefore put the question that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Kenya Roads Amendment number 2 Bill, National Assembly number 16, National Assembly Bill number 16 of 2025. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Mover to move third reading.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Kenya Roads Amendment number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 16 of 2025, be now read a third time. I also request the Honorable Karoli Omondi, the member for Suba South, to second. Honorable Speaker, if you indulge me just to say, in relation to what the Honorable TJ said during committee, that we will actually have consequential amendments to the State Corporations Act, as the Honorable TJ pointed out, which we shall be moving to align this with the Mongozo Act and ensure that even the State Corporations Act is well aligned to the provisions that are made in these amendments. I beg to move and request Honorable Karoli to second.
Karoli.
Madam Speaker, I have pleasure in seconding. Thank you very much.
I therefore propose the question that the Kenya Roads Amendment number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 16 of 2025, be now read a third time. I put the question. I have confirmed that we have the quorum present in the House for the purpose of making this decision. I therefore put the question that the Kenya Roads Amendment number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 16 of 2025, be now read a third time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable Kasalu,
A bill,
when the speaker is on her feet, you don't move out of the house. You're totally out of order. But now you can move on.
a bill for an act of parliament to amend the Kenya Roads Act.
Chairperson. No, you've read. I need the chairperson to report on the County Public Finance Laws Amendment Bill.
On Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the County Public Finance Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 39 of 2023, and approved the same without amendments.
Mover. Honorable Kimani, you've become a nomad.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. I had to consult with the Chair of the Environment Committee because of the business ahead. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report, and I also request the Honorable Toto Lynette to second the motion for agreement with the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Member for Bomet.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I second.
Very well. Honorable members, I therefore propose the question, which is that this House do agree with the committee in the said report. I put the question, which is that this House do agree with the committee in the said report. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as are of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Mover to move third reading.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the County Public Finance Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 39 of 2023, be now read a third time. I also request the member for Murang'a County, the Honorable Betty Njeri Maina, to second.
Member for Murang'a.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I know the MP for Kikuyu has strong admiration for me, and I beg to second.
I will not comment on the admiration, but allow me to propose the question, which is that the County Public Finance Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 39 of 2023, be now read a third time. May I put the question? I have confirmed we have the numbers. I therefore put the question, which is that the County Public Finance Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 39 of 2023, be now read a third time. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as are of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the County Assembly Services Act and the Public Finance Management Act and for connected purposes.
Next order.
Order number 11, motion, consideration of report on the examination of financial statements of selected state corporations.
The chairperson, Public Investments Committee on Commercial Affairs and Energy. Who is that? Honorable Kosi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And yes, I'm ready. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House adopts the report of the Public Investment Committee on Commercial Affairs and Energy on the examination of the reports of the Auditor General on the financial statement of selected state corporations laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, 4th June 2025, Honorable Speaker. And in so doing, Honorable Speaker, and I thank you for giving me this opportunity is to lay the foundation of this report. This is our second report, Honorable Speaker, which has the following selected state corporations. One, Honorable Speaker, we have national water harvesting as an organization, Honorable Speaker, that we examine their books. Between which financial year? 2018 to 2021, Honorable Speaker. This is 3 financial years. And Honorable Speaker, it had 30 audit queries. Honorable Speaker, further, we also examined books for Coast Waterworks Development Agency, which is based at the coast, Honorable Speaker, which of course, you know, it was split from the water harvesting before it was changed to water harvesting. This, Honorable Speaker, my committee examined 3 financial years.
Honorable Kosing, kindly take your seat for a minute. I'll give you. Because we have so many students coming in and out of the gallery, and I know many would like to be acknowledged when they're in here. Allow me to interrupt you to welcome students from Kavutiri Secondary School from Runyenjes constituency, Embu County, seated in the Speaker's Gallery. Father Joseph Oucho Girls, Nyaribari Masaba, Kisii County, seated also in the Speaker's Gallery. And in the public gallery, Kirimega Primary School from Madioya constituency, Muranga County, and the Longo Primary School from Narok West, Narok County. On behalf of the House, we welcome all the students in the House to observe the proceedings. Honorable Kosing, kindly proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for also recognizing our children. You know, you're a good mother, I'm told. You know. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And I was saying the second state agency, we examined their books, is or was Coast Water Works Development Agency, which we did a total of 3 financial years between 2018 and 2021, which had a total of 35 audit queries. Honorable Speaker, we proceeded, Honorable Speaker, to Geothermal Development Agency, which is GDC. We did for them 3 financial years with a total of 26 audit queries. Further, Honorable Speaker, we also did Kenya Pipelines Company, 2 financial years, 2021 to 2021-2022, Honorable Speaker. Those are 2 financial years, but there are a total of 57 audit queries. It was one of the majority with a lot of audit queries, Honorable Speaker. Speaker, we also did Kenya Maritime Authority, which we did 3 financial years, Honorable Speaker, totaling to 41 audit queries. After concluding that, Honorable Speaker, we also went further to Kenya Railways Corporation. And for them, we did 3 financial years with a total of 27 audit queries. In this report, Honorable Speaker, we have concluded this report, which is before you and before the House, with Information and Communication Authority, ICTA, which is, Honorable Speaker, to be ICT board, so the members can be able to follow. Honorable Speaker, we did for them 3 financial years, which had a total of 26 audit queries. In total, Honorable Madam Speaker, we did 7, and this report has 7 state agencies with a total of 20 years, 20 financial years, a total of 20 financial years. Speaker, you can imagine that, Honorable Madam Speaker. And audit queries, 242 audit queries that went through. So, Honorable Speaker, what did we find out? I want to share with Honorable Member, of course it's in the committee, but I want to do like a cross-cutting. I want to do a cross-cutting issues, Honorable Speaker, for the benefit of the House and the benefit of the membership. And let me go back, Honorable Speaker, that gives you a total of 20 financial years, you can imagine, with all more than about 250 audit queries. In summary, or major issues, which we might call important issue, of course, with all those audit queries, like for example now, national water. Honorable Speaker, what became of serious concern in national water, Honorable Speaker, is undisclosed and long outstanding loans in this national water, Honorable Speaker. And this relates to 3 loans obtained through subsidiary agreements with the government of Kenya to finance specific water infrastructure, Honorable Speaker. The Auditor General found out that there was a problem there in that audit, and this is National Water and Harvesting Authority, Honorable Speaker. Number 2, it was also relating, most audit queries in this organization related to delays and escalating costs in construction, specifically of a dam called Muruny Water Dam, Honorable Speaker, which is in my constituency. Honorable Speaker, in those cross-cutting audit queries, what did the committee recommend in those audit queries? Number one, Honorable Speaker, the committee recommended, particularly for the escalation of costs and delays of Muruny Water, Honorable Speaker, the committee recommended for a special audit of this project so that the underlying issues can be established. Why there's escalating costs in that project, why there's long overdue delays that the people of Kenya in that part of the world are not enjoying this water. It is long overdue, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, there are serious questions that need to be established within that. And therefore, the committee, Honorable Speaker, is recommending that that water project need to be re-audited. So we are ordering and we are recommending, Honorable Speaker, for special audit. In the undisclosed loans, these matters of unexpected between NWASHA and Water Works Development Agency by formally escalating to the national and county governments. And then, the Speaker, we have a proposal on these loans. There's a lot of loans that were taken by National Water and many other agencies. And, Honorable Speaker, the people of Kenya are paying for that loan. And yet some people are drinking the water without paying. And I'll give you that recommendation in the second, in the second agency we did audit, Honorable Speaker, which has the same related issues of this loan, which is Coast Water Development Agency. What happened, Honorable Speaker, the committee found 2 issues in that one, which are fundamental, which we want to bring before you and the House to make a resolution. Number 1, Speaker, we found out that in that organization, the issue of property, plant, and equipment had no ownership. They have lost everything. The land which they had, Honorable Speaker, no documents they did, particularly in Coast, they have lost all the land. And they're waiting. They're doing nothing. Number 2, Honorable Speaker, we also realized in that organization that they took a loan, which of course the loan which I was mentioning earlier from National Water, they inherited that loan and they're not paying. So the Auditor General is saying, then Kenyans are losing money through Coast Water Development Authority, and yet they are not paying their part of the loan to national government or national treasury, so that national treasury pays the loan to the international community, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, we had serious recommendations, Honorable Speaker, on that one, which is, number 1, we recommend that EACC and the National Land Commission to conclude investigation of the ownership of the entire land, the entire coast water development land in the coast, Honorable Speaker, and take the culprits to book, or bring the culprits, Honorable Speaker, to book, so that those people can face the law. And help Coast Water Development Works Authority to be able to recover that land. Because, Honorable Speaker, we found that they have no capacity. The Coast Water Development Authority has no capacity to recover their land. Their lands have gone, maybe to big fish, but we needed now EACC and National Land Commission, particularly EACC, to intervene and investigate and bring this matter to book, so that the land that is the Coast Water Development Authority land, Honorable Speaker, can be brought back. It used to have a lot of land. We went to Coast ourselves, we visited them, and we realized that they have no land. On the issue of the loan, which they took from National Water, and they are not paying, we also interviewed, and we had interrogation and consultation with National Treasury, Honorable Speaker. We realized that National Treasury is paying that loan like normal loan. And something that got attention of the committee, Honorable Speaker, is that National Treasury is paying that loan using our taxes. But the loan did not just come in this country for nothing. It came to do something, which is what? Which is build the water dams and the water projects. We also realize, Honorable Speaker, that Kenyans somewhere else are enjoying this water. They are paying the water to water agencies down there, and the water agencies are not submitting the money or the tariffs which are supposed to pay. They are not submitting to National Treasury. Honorable Speaker. So what happens? It means that Kenyans outside the jurisdiction of, which means actually Kenyans are paying for them instead of them paying for the loan which they use the water. We have a very serious recommendation there, Honorable Speaker. And that is the second issue, or the second organization that we find there were serious issues. And Honorable Speaker, I think this issue of national water and coast water, the problems which I have just cited, requires a serious legislative intervention, which I am going to give you from the proposal from my committee when I conclude moving this report. Honorable Speaker, I go to the third organization, which of course it is in my report, or the report of the committee, which is, Honorable Speaker, geothermal, GDC. And what we realized, Honorable Speaker, in GDC, which caught the eye of the Auditor General, and further found its way to a serious interrogation within my committee, is the issue, Honorable Speaker, of long outstanding corporate tax and related penalties, which KRA is slapping on GDC. And it's almost crippling. In fact, Honorable Speaker, I think many Kenyans are now asking themselves, what is GDC and where is GDC? And whether GDC still exists. Honorable Speaker, that's an organization almost which is on its dying bed. Why? Because some of the tax obligation or would-be tax obligation, which is being slapped by KRA, Honorable Speaker, is almost bringing the organization down. We realized, Honorable Speaker, and we brought in also National Treasury. We spoke with them. There's a problem, Honorable Speaker, because they are almost taking each other to court. And we were wondering, as a committee and parliament, how can government take itself to court? And it happens, Honorable Speaker, from some revenues that come from 59 wells, which, Honorable Speaker, the organization got that special money to sink 59 wells. And the revenues, because then they get the steam, and they sell the steam to KenGen. KenGen uses the steam to generate power, and then KenGen sells to KPLC. Also, the same steam GDC sells to independent power producers. Independent power producers, they produce electricity. Then they sell to Kenya Power. So they get money from Kenya Power. But that money was supposed to be reinvested, Honorable Speaker, to develop a lot of wells. This is geothermal wells. We also realize, Honorable Speaker, and the best for the country, it is the cleanest energy and it's the cheapest energy when you compare with other sources of generating power. Steam is the cheapest, most sustainable, and the cleanest. So the government then had a proposal that let us use the revenues, which come from KPLC to GDC, to be able to develop more wells so that we can generate more cheaper power. Honorable Speaker, what happened is that KRA, with their what you call wisdom or lack of wisdom, then what happened? They taxed that revenue, which was supposed to be like plowed back, or the money used to be to plow other wells. So that then GDC becomes like self-sustainable. We don't borrow money to sink more wells, to generate more power. Then they start talk of war, Honorable Speaker, which of course my committee will have a very, and we are proposing, Honorable Speaker, that there should be a serious legislative proposal or legislative intervention so that it can help GDC. That is very fundamental item that my committee, Honorable Speaker, realized, so that we can be able to sort out the sibling rivalry, the quarrels, the delays that is coming from KRA asking for more money. And we are of the opinion as a committee, Honorable Speaker, that that money should not actually be taxed. It should be used. We visited geothermal here in Nakuru. We also went to Paka, which is in Tiati, and we realized that there's a serious potential in this country. But where's the money? KRA has taken more of the money, and we are of the opinion that they should not go that direction. That money should be ring-fenced to proceed in sinking more wells for the people of Kenya. And I'll give you a recommendation, Honorable Speaker, in the House much later in my report, in moving the report, although the proposal is there. Number two, Honorable Speaker, serious issue that we also found in GDC in auditing their or examining their books was cost of non-productive time. Auditor General found out that when the rigs are not functioning, the staff which are supposed to do the drilling, because then either it has gone for service, and we realized that they had overstayed the rigs. The rigs, I don't know how to put it in a small language or in understanding language. The rig is the one that is drilling. GDC is using to drill the ground to get the steam. That rig, Honorable Speaker, is a gigantic machine. We saw one in Nakuru. It's a very big machine. It's operated by a number of staff. So when it goes for service, what happens? The staff continue to earn money, and that is the Auditor General found a question and said, hey, look here. Why are these people earning money and yet they're not, the rig machine is not working? We are Honorable Speaker, and we are giving proposal to the House that, Honorable Speaker, going forward, we are recommending that institutions like GDC, because we asked them what caused the delays of these maintenance machines. They told us, Honorable Speaker, procurement of spare parts takes ages. Shipping of spare parts takes ages. And they were blaming the Procurement Act. We realized, Honorable Speaker, that we agreed that those special agencies like GDC, and that's our proposal to the House, that the House will agree with us that those special agencies like GDC, Honorable Speaker, do what we call service agreements, right? Service agreements, and that's our proposal. That GDC considers using service agreements, that they have a service contract, maybe 3 years, for supply of certain special equipment, so that we don't have an idle time, so that the rig continues to work. We're proposing, Honorable Speaker, that the House agrees with us that we give permission and the proposal to GDC to have a service agreement for 3 years, for 4 years, of course, without floating procurement rules, Honorable Speaker, so that if a spare part is required in a rig, that it should not take 45 days to be able to procure that spare part, or it should not take 4 months. And that is why the Auditor General was questioning that those people who are being paid without the rig working, they should pay back. And we realized that it was not their problem, Honorable Speaker. It was the problem of our laws. So we are recommending, Honorable Speaker, that special institutions like GDC to maybe consider having a service agreement. Service agreements, Honorable Speaker, is where you have a valid procurement, you have a valid supply agreement, that if there is a spare part that is required in a rig, that you can actually be told immediately, and then you also get that spare part immediately, Honorable Speaker. That way, it cuts short the time. And we agree, and we thank Auditor General for flagging out that. Honorable Speaker, we proceeded also to Kenya Pipelines Corporation. Honorable Speaker, the committee found out something interesting with this Pipelines Corporation. And of course, a number of audit queries are there. There are two financial years, 57. Out of that, Honorable Speaker, what caught the attention of the committee is irregular disposal of company land. Honorable Speaker, irregular disposal of company land. The land was acquired and it was sold on like a throwaway price. And therefore, Speaker, the committee found in its own wisdom that the accounting officer should take responsibility of disposing up the land, and we are of the opinion that ESCC should investigate that land, Honorable Speaker, or the disposal of that land, which in my committee's view and observation, that it was sold in a throwaway price, like there was some understanding. Yeah, maybe the buyers were insiders, and therefore they would just agree and say, so we are recommending, Honorable Speaker, that anti-corruption takes up that matter. Further, Honorable Speaker, in the same organization is the issue of land without titles.
Honorable Kosing, you'll pardon me, but for reasons I had explained earlier, kindly allow me to recognize, because today is quite a heavy traffic for our students, given that it's a closing day and closing week. Allow me to welcome the students that have come to our gallery. In the speaker's gallery, we have Doldol Boys Secondary School from Laikipia North constituency, Laikipia County. You have St. Kizito's Junior Secondary, Mbere South, Embu County. We have Ngenia Comprehensive, Laikipia North, Laikipia County. And in the public gallery, we have Bikeke Primary School, Kiminini, Trans Nzoia County. We have Ise Primary School, Mwingi Central, Kitui County. We have Sikirar Primary School, Narok West County, Narok County. Allow me, Honorable Kosing, because you have a whole 40 minutes to go, and I know you can exhaust, allow me to indulge Honorable Sarah Paulata of Laikipia North to welcome the students on our behalf in 1 minute.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I take this opportunity on behalf of all the members whose students are visiting to welcome them. Madam Speaker, I will proudly say I am an old student of Doldol Boys. And that is why one day when the majority leader told me that he went to Alliance Boys, I told him there is many similarities between me and him because I also went to Doldol Boys. And Madam Speaker, despite the fact that these students took a very long, bumpy and rough ride to arrive to Nairobi, I want to tell them that the hardship they come from should not limit their potential. Madam Speaker, and I also want to take this time to say, I'm sure when these students came past Nanyuki, they wondered whether this is the same Kenya they come from because of the state of the roads. So I would urge this House, I would urge the leadership of this country to make Laikipia North look like the rest of Kenya. I wish them a safe travel back home, and I want to urge them to work hard and do not let the challenges, do not let the challenges mismanage you. You can be anything you want to be, from Doldol to National Assembly.
Very well. You will tell us in another sitting how you are an old girl of Doldol Boys. But for now, Honorable Kosing, kindly take it up.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I said you are a good mother. Now I have been vindicated that you are a good mother, or evidence has given it. That's why you are recognizing our children. And I thank you, Honorable Speaker. Speaker, I was highlighting issues that the committee found out in Kenya Pipelines Corporation. I have mentioned that one, which is land, and one also that caught the attention of the committee, Honorable Speaker, is this one, which we term as unprocedural implementation of Mzima Springs Water Project. Honorable Speaker, there are two issues in that water project that caught the attention of the committee. One, which is perplexing, Honorable Speaker, was that they wanted to decommission, Honorable Speaker, or they wanted to change. This is Kenya Pipelines, and this is Mzima Springs. Mzima Springs, Honorable Speaker, is water. So you can imagine, National Pipelines, Honorable Speaker, is for petrol. It's for supply of petrol. So what we found out, Honorable Speaker, is that they were directed to take petrol pipes, right, to be able to transport water, Honorable Speaker, from Zima to Mombasa. It was weird, Honorable Speaker, that you can, somebody can direct that you use petrol or petrol pipes, that those petrol pipes can be used to transport water for human consumption, Honorable Speaker. That was weird. My committee found out that one, Honorable Speaker, that was extremely weird. Number two, in that, Honorable Speaker, they spent 400 million. They spent 400 million in trying to do the pipeline from Springs, Mzima Springs. Mzima Springs, Honorable Speaker, is in Taita. It's in Taita, Taveta. And therefore, of course, moving that water all the way to Mombasa, it's about 200 kilometers or something like that, or maybe less. I think surveyors can be able to tell us that. But that's an estimate. But what caught the attention of the committee, Honorable Speaker, are those two issues. How can one, in any thinking, normal thinking, expect that you can transport water using petrol pipes or pipes that carry oil? It's weird, Honorable Speaker, in terms of health. And of course, it didn't happen. And therefore, because it didn't happen, we don't know where 400 million went, Honorable Speaker, or was used or squandered or eaten. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, the committee is asking the House to agree with us And the agreement we're asking, Honorable Speaker, is that the officers who are involved that day, they must be investigated by EACC, anti-corruption, Honorable Speaker. Yes, and they should not, and so that, Honorable Speaker, in future, nobody can say there were powers from above. Powers from above, Honorable Speaker, can lead to danger in terms of health of the people. And this is a good example of Mzima Springs, Honorable Speaker. It was weird that some people, even if it's direction from above, that some people can agree to use, of course it failed. Maybe for health of the people of Mombasa and people of Kenya, we say it's good it failed. But they had the money. They had the 400 million. We need the 400 million back. Of course, those pipes were not used, and they were not going, of course, Honorable Speaker, to be healthy to use petrol pipes to supply. And I don't know why it was pipeline, not national water or coast water, to be able to supply water to the people of Mzima Springs. I'm of the opinion, Honorable Speaker, that maybe the people of Mombasa are still missing the water. That money should come back from the people with the money to add the money, so that the project can be able to proceed and the people of Mombasa get water. It's weird, Honorable Speaker, but let this be an example. And therefore, it's up to you, EACC and anti-corruption, to pick over. We have done our work, and we have given you the power to proceed. And the House, hopefully, will agree with us. Honorable Speaker, proceeding, we heard also, as I said earlier, Kenya Maritime Authority, Honorable Speaker, which is, of course, everybody knows. And if they don't know now, they know that they are based in Mombasa. Honorable Speaker, we had a number of issues that got our attention. We had 41 audit queries, but I want to bring forward to you, Honorable Speaker, that one that caught our attention and the attention of the committee that I'm using as a cross-cutting is supply review and installation of enterprise resource planning project, Honorable Speaker, that we realized it stalled, and it was done poorly, Honorable Speaker. So what's our recommendation? Those people who did that project should face the law. And therefore, the investigative agencies should pick up their work and bring those people to book. They squandered their time. They should face the law. The time of eaters, Honorable Speaker, is over. The people of Kenya, and particularly now, Honorable Speaker, when taxes are a bit high, we are recommending that they should be investigated and they're brought to book. Further, Honorable Speaker, we had Kenya Railway Corporation. In this one, Honorable Speaker, two issues I can say are cross-cutting issues, which I want to submit to you and the House. Of course, Honorable Speaker, we had 3 financial years in this one. We had that state corporation, that's Kenya Railway, and 27 audit queries. Out of 27, I've taken 2 for my presentation today, Honorable Speaker. One is non-disclosure of material uncertainty related to going concern. Honorable Speaker, we realize that Kenya Railway, if it doesn't change or the government helps it change, it will die. We have realized, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, we are recommending, and they're hearing, we are recommending, Honorable Speaker, that maybe they should expand their thinking, not only to rely on commuter. We are also thinking, Honorable Speaker, that they should heavily rely on cargo. Because, Honorable Speaker, for them to be profitable, and if they are only transporting passengers, then for them to be profitable is to add more prices. And therefore, that becomes very expensive for the people of Kenya. Maybe SGR or something like that, it will become expensive. So that they don't die, they should be able to think out of the box. And one of the recommendations we had is that they should think about investing in cargo transportation, Honorable Speaker. Seriously, cargo transportation might help them to survive. If they don't do that, Honorable Speaker, then they are on their way to exit in this country. Number 2, Honorable Speaker, we also found out default in the payment of Exim Bank loan between themselves and National Treasury. Honorable Speaker, that's a serious issue that we are recommending that the National Treasury and Kenya Railway should agree on how to treat that Exim Bank, which of course, Honorable Speaker, you know, Exim Bank came to build or help the people of Kenya to build the SGR. Finally, Honorable Speaker, in terms of the organizations, the 7th organization is Information and Technology Organization, which is of course ICTAC. Honorable Speaker, this one, 3 financial years, 26 audit queries. One I can present to you, Honorable Speaker, out of the 26, which are in this report. One that caught our attention, Honorable Speaker, is something called partial loan, which was, Honorable Speaker, the government of that time, this was 2018, 2019, it was promotion the government was trying to promote digitization, small creators in terms of digital economy. What, of course, now this government is trying to do to build ICT centers in all over the constituencies. Honorable Speaker, this one, when they were trying at that particular time, they also, of course, helped a lot of people, Honorable Speaker. Of course, what happened? There was no proper administration in terms of people taking this money. It was like seed capital to be able to establish your own digital. It was just like a nursery. Government had money for nursery. It gave to ICT. And in trying to recover the money, Honorable Speaker, ICT board, it became impossible. Of course, these are small people, no security. It's almost like the one we have now, which is, of course, Hustler Fund. When people come and take money, when you're trying to promote people, and they come to take money, there was no security. Of course, if you want to help somebody, if you have security, then we're trying to do what? We are helping bourgeoisies. So because of those poor people, or poor students, at that particular time, they were unable to be able to pay the loan. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, we are recommending that ICTAC, and particularly National Treasury, takes the responsibility, Honorable Speaker, and liaise with the national ICT, which helped a lot. And in fact, Honorable Speaker, we have realized it is because of what ICT board did that particular time that now we have a lot of Kenyans in the ICT platforms, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, National Treasury should deal. We are proposing that the National Treasury should work with the ICT board to be able to write off that obligation from ICT, Honorable Speaker, because that was a government, national government direction. Honorable Speaker, having said that, and making that presentation, Honorable Speaker, I want to make the following few conclusory remarks. One, Honorable Speaker, where do we get our power? And this is our marking scheme. Our marking scheme, Honorable Speaker, is Honorable Speaker, our marking scheme, that is what guided my committee. And I want to thank my colleagues. But what guided our committee, Honorable Speaker, is Article 201, Honorable Speaker, of the Constitution. Of course, and this is a constitutional item. Article 201, Honorable Speaker, what is it saying? It's saying that we should spend our money in responsible financial management and clear fiscal reporting. We are trying to look at that and saying these institutions which we are auditing, did they follow Article 201 of the Constitution, Honorable Speaker, specifically the items which I've told you? Honorable Speaker, we are also using Article 226 of the Constitution in mirroring and in doing our work or examining these books. And I want to say this, Honorable Speaker, for record purposes and also to emphasize our point as a committee. The law says, the Constitution says, the holder of public office, including political office, who directs or approves the use of public funds contrary to the law or instructions, is personally liable for any loss arising from the use and shall make good the loss, whether the person remains the holder or not. Honorable Speaker, so that the recommendation which I've just said, Honorable Speaker, earlier, nobody will say those are personal recommendations, Honorable Speaker, or that maybe the committee were very annoyed against some people. No, Honorable Speaker. The law, it is the law. It's Article 226, Honorable Speaker. Further, it says the accounting officer of national public entity is accountable to the National Assembly for its financial management. And that's why we are presenting this report, Honorable Speaker, so that they should know. This is not our own imaginations. And they should not find any pain when we make such a recommendation, Honorable Speaker, that we are protected, and it is our responsibility as a constitution. So nobody sees my face and say, maybe Mashimako Singh is doing that. It's not my work. It's the work that we have been given by the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Speaker. Of course, I won't apologize for the responsibilities of doing the work for Parliament and the people of Kenya. I will not apologize, Honorable Speaker. But that's our marking scheme. Of course, standing orders gives us the power. Public Finance Act, and so on. Finally, Honorable Speaker, we are of the opinion, Honorable Speaker, that we are recommending legislative proposals that can cure some of the problems we had. For example, the problem of the war between GDC and KRA. We are recommending, Honorable Speaker, that there should be legislative proposal and amendment or policy amendment to do what? To convert the revenue from the 59 wells, which we just said earlier, Honorable Speaker, so that it becomes something sustainable. That revenue should be treated as A&A, not as revenue. or the money that is coming from the 59 wells which I just moved earlier, Honorable Speaker, that money should be treated as A&A and ring-fenced for purposes of digging or investing in more wells to create more energy, Honorable Speaker, and more clean energy. We are proposing, Honorable Speaker, that there should be legislative proposal. Sometimes, Honorable Speaker, some of the cures of these audit queries, Honorable Speaker, are not necessarily maybe what I'm saying should be investigated, it should go to court or DCI. Sometimes, Honorable Speaker, the long term, and the bigger picture will be the amendment of the law. And that's why we are proposing that amendment, Honorable Speaker, and to be picked by the committee in charge or responsible, which is, of course, now in GDC. That is, I'm thinking that should be either Finance Committee or Energy Committee, Honorable Speaker. Our work is mortician. We have given you as a speaker, and of course, you chair the liaison committee, Honorable Speaker. I'm hoping that you're going to take that one from here as a good mother, Honorable Speaker, and I thank you. Finally, we are also proposing the water agencies, Honorable Speaker, water committee, or committee in charge of water. We should have an amendment in law that, Honorable Speaker, if there is a water project that the government of Kenya spent alone to develop that water project, and you are drinking that water, and you are paying for that water. For example, now, like if you are paying water in Nairobi, the money I'm paying, Honorable Speaker, the money I'm paying, my bill, my water bill that I'm paying a month, that money, Honorable Speaker, the percentage should go back to pay the loan. Honorable Speaker, there are people of Kenya who are suffering in this country. Why? Because, and I've given you an example of national water as an example, and also the coast water. They took the loan, Honorable Speaker. They're not paying. Is somebody drink the water? Yes. Some people are drinking the water that was developed by Coast Water Authority. And are they paying? Yes. So who's eating the money? It's either at the county level or those we call service providers. Water, there are some small bodies down there called some water service providers, Honorable Speaker. Those are the guys who are eating the money in terms of salaries, buying cars. They're not paying the loan. So who's paying the loan? It's you and me. So if somebody, for example, is drinking water in Mombasa, and somebody in Kisumu is paying for that water in Mombasa, that somebody in Kisumu is not drinking the water. So what's the larger picture? The larger picture is that somebody drinking that water in Coast should pay for the loan, so that loan can be used one time to build the water in Kisumu, or in Mandera, or in Kapenguria, or Lodwar. That should be a serious issue in this House, Honorable Speaker, that the House should pick to amend the law, to make it mandatory that if you are drinking water that the people of Kenya spend to borrow money, you should pay for that loan, Honorable Speaker. What's happening at the moment? Nothing. Who is paying? National Treasury. From what? From our money. That, Honorable Speaker, my committee found it unfair. And that's why we are very strongly pleading with the House, Honorable Speaker, through yourself, that this should be considered going forward, Honorable Speaker. And with those many remarks, Honorable Speaker, I thank my committee. I have a very able committee, Honorable Speaker. Very able committee. And why am I saying that? Because, Honorable Speaker, this is my first time to chair and even sit in audit committees. You know, Honorable Speaker, the last parliament I was chairman of roads and transport. That was an easier one. And before that, my first time in Parliament 2011, I was in Defense and Foreign Relations. This one, Honorable Speaker, we sit almost the whole day. And I thank honorable members who come and sit in this committee. Morticians. Can you imagine, Honorable Speaker, we are auditing things of 2018 when you and I were just in Parliament. No, you are in Senate, I remember. And I advise you to come to National Assembly. I told you, Senate is not your house, Honorable Speaker, this is your house. And you had to me. So I was your consultant. So I'll bring you a bill next week so that you pay your consultant properly. And the Auditor General will audit you. Honorable Speaker, in those few remarks, Honorable Speaker, I thank you, but I thank my committee. Honorable members, I thank you, Honorable Committee, and also Clerk's Office and for writing this report, Honorable Speaker. We sit almost the whole day. We sit when people are in recess. My committee is working, Honorable Speaker. With those many remarks, I thank you, Honorable Speaker, good mother of this country. I beg to move, and I ask my colleague, Honorable the Vice Chair, Honorable Rico, to second. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Kosing. Definitely not few words. Honorable Rico.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to second this motion. But Madam Speaker, I want also to remind you that I've been an accounting officer for the county government of Turkana. And you remember, Madam Chair, I appeared before you when I was accounting officer for Turkana County government. Madam Speaker.
Then you have actually ruled out. It is not Honorable Kosing. I was more powerful in the Senate.
Yeah.
That is in jest. Continue, Honorable Ariko.
Madam Speaker, I remember you scared my colleagues in the Senate County Public Account Committee. I remember what you did during that particular time. Madam Speaker, the Vice Chair. I joined this committee this session, and I wish to say something on this audit. Madam Speaker, the purpose of the audit is to confirm the value for money with those respective entities, government entities. Madam Speaker, why are we auditing? We audit corporations just to study accounting systems of that particular entity. Secondly, Madam Speaker, assessing internal controls. We need to confirm and see that the corporations of government are really adhering to have proper internal controls. Verification of assets and liabilities. The intention of audit is to confirm the existence of assets and existence of a particular liabilities. Finally, Madam Speaker, legal compliance. Do entities conform or compliant to our laws? The Public Procurement and Disposal Act, Public Financial Management Act, and the Constitution of Kenya. Madam Speaker, what we established as a committee is weak financial management by our corporations. The reason as to why, Madam Speaker, Code of Corporate Governance for State Corporations was established in 2013 is to enhance effectiveness and efficiency of these state corporations. That particular Code of Corporate Governance must be conformed by state corporations. Madam Speaker, as you go through the audit of these corporations, you will establish that these people who are manning these corporations are not conforming or they are not compliant to Mongoso. Madam Speaker, this weak financial management, if you look at Public Procurement and Disposal Act, many of these audit queries majorly lie on public procurement. Why? Because these entities are not, looks like these entities have not gone through sensitization of these laws that are supposed to guide them in procuring procurement goods and services in their respective entities. Madam Speaker, the other observation I saw, we observed as a committee, many government entities have a problem with the issues of land. The issue of land, the entities have allowed, or the accounting officers have allowed the government land to be encroached or to be taken away. Case in hand is the one for the Kenya Railways and a number of institutions. I happen also to engage in an insurance corporation. There's an insurance company, Insurance Regulatory Authority, has an asset that has been taken away by private developers. So, Madam Speaker, there's need for the government, the accounting officers. It is the responsibility of an accounting officer to secure the asset of an entity. If that particular asset is not secured, there's need to see that that particular accounting officer need to be an action need to be taken against that particular accounting officer. The other thing, again, Madam Speaker, the institutions of government, when a circular that separates institutions of government are implemented, the assets are transferred, but liabilities are not transferred. A case in hand is the water institution that the chair talked about. The asset was transferred, the Water Service Board, regulatory. That particular asset was transferred, but unfortunately, the loan that was taken to secure that particular asset was never transferred to the entity that took over the asset. Madam Speaker, the committee has made recommendation. The reason as to why the committee is there, the committee has to observe all the happenings of that particular institution, and especially what has been highlighted by the auditor. And we've made recommendation. And those recommendations, Madam Speaker, need to be observed. The particular committee that need to follow up, the Committee on Implementation, is it the Committee of Implementation, has to take action to see that necessary actions have been taken by responsible institutions to see that actions have been taken as recommended by the committee. The issues of disclosures in our financial statements, Madam Speaker. Entities are not disclosing material aspects of the institutions. And it is envisaged in international accounting standards, there is a need for institutions to make some disclosures. And some of these entities are not making those disclosures. Going to GDC. GDC has secured a lot of assets, equipment, the risks that the chair talked about. Those risks are not being utilized. Almost 60% of those machines are idle, Madam Speaker. So there's necessary action to be taken against those particular officers for acquiring assets that are not going to be utilized by the government. Madam Speaker, I second.
Very well. Honorable members, I therefore propose a question that this House adopts the report of the Public Investments Committee on Commercial Affairs and Energy on its examination of the reports of the Auditor General on the financial statements of selected state corporations laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, 4th of June, 2025. I am not sure the members indicated here want to speak to this. Honorable Mulanya? Not here. Honorable Muliungi? Not on this. Honorable Kainan?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, this is a very critical committee. As the chairman emeritus, fondly, one of the things that I remember, when the framers of the current standing orders, like the late Honorable Anyona, the Honorable James Agri Orengo, and Governor Anyang Yong, came up with the standing orders, actually one of its first in the region, to come up with a special committee called the Public Investment Committee. Then they had three things in mind. First, create an entity, a quasi-government entity, that will operate like a business entity, though owned and fully funded by the taxpayers, in order to ensure that there is value for money in every transaction that they undertake. Madam Speaker, over the years we have amended our standing orders and divided the committee into three groups, and the most prominent of which is the Public Investment Committee on Commercial Affairs and Energy, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, one of the key mandates of the committee, Madam Speaker, is to examine, in the context of autonomy and efficiency of public investments, whether the affairs of these public investments are being managed in accordance with sound financial or business principles and prudent financial practices. Madam Speaker, all of us are students of both the fight, the promulgation, and the use of the current constitution. One of the reasons, again, why the framers of the current constitution decided to have an audit office that is not operated, that is not manipulated, that is not within the purview and the mercy of the executive, was again to allow for a free, fair, objective audit institutions, Madam Speaker. that truly accept something I call the 3 C's in audits and the 5 E's and the 7 E's in auditing. What are these 5 C's in auditing? Madam Speaker, there must be a criteria for auditing. Audit is not just a haphazard activity. There must be a criteria. That criteria is determined by adherence to well-known, financially understood system, Madam Speaker. The other bit is there must be a condition for auditing. The other one is there must be cause for auditing, Madam Speaker. And equally, the other C is there must be consequence for that particular audit. And finally, there must be a mechanism, a corrective, that's what they call the corrective action. Those are the 5 C's that any audit institution must adhere to. What are the 7 E's, Madam Speaker, in audit? There must be effectiveness. And that's why there has to be value for money. There has to be efficiency so that whatever we do can also project a thoroughness, Madam Speaker, in the way it is done. But it will also be economical. The other E, Madam Speaker, is there must be excellence. How is this done? What are both the qualitative aspects of this particular auditing? Madam Speaker, there must be also adherence to ethical standards. And there must also be equity. And finally, ecology. And this is that. These are the 5 C's and the 7 E's in auditing. This being the case, Madam Speaker, this committee being a very critical committee, pursuant to our own standing order, Madam Speaker, the motion before us today affirms the key role of Parliament in scrutinizing public expenditure and corporate governance in order to ensure that state corporations operate within the bounds of transparency, integrity, and efficiency, Madam Speaker. And this is why this report covers a number of issues, including financial irregularities, Madam Speaker, including unsupported expenditures, Madam Speaker, and this is the essence of auditing, accumulation of bend bills, Madam Speaker, and this has become the norm. Every organization you procure, just as if it is a form. Madam Speaker, the other bit is also the breaches, just as the chairman has alluded to, of procurement regulations. Madam Speaker, any country that does not adhere to stringent procurement regulations, understood and established and followed by the people, is en route to wastages and blundering. And Madam Speaker, if you go even the villages where we come from, under the county government, under state corporations, under many government agencies, this issue of breaches of procurement, Madam Speaker, is one thing that occurs everywhere. I don't know how we are going to stop it, but it's there. That's why we have today billions, hundreds of billions as bending bills, Madam Speaker. The other bit is, Madam Speaker, the weak internal controls, Madam Speaker, and this requires an immediate action, Madam Speaker, and that's why this committee on its own volition, pursuant to the standing order, Madam Speaker, under the leadership of our able chair and the vice chair and other committee members, decided to consider the reports of these 5 critical agencies, Madam Speaker, these 5 critical agencies, Madam Speaker, in order to allow value for money. We're dealing with GDC. GDC is an offshoot of the giant Kenya Power and Lighting Company, Madam Speaker. Kenya Pipeline is one of the critical energy agencies, Madam Speaker. So if you combine the value to the taxpayer, Kenya Pipeline and GDC, Madam Speaker, are supposed to contribute. Madam Speaker, you realize that these 2 organizations alone are central to Kenya's economic competitiveness, energy security, and industrial development. The question is, are they being run as expected by the taxpayers? And this is why the audit issue provides a platform for the members of Parliament, Madam Speaker, and the role of the member of Parliament here is we come in as neutral arbiters. We have an independent entity governed by a statute. We have the office of the Auditor General. Then Parliament comes in now to interrogate and provide a platform between these 2 constitutional office of the Auditor General and the entity. Anyway, in our report, Madam Speaker, one of the things that we have realized is that sometimes in most of these organizations, Madam Speaker, There are structural problems. There are operational challenges, Madam Speaker. And unless some of these things are sorted out, we'll continue to keep on complaining. This audit issue will be part of our archive, and there will be no value for the taxpayers, Madam Speaker. That is why today, under this committee, Madam Speaker, the issues raised, in particular, under Kenya Pipeline, under GDC, Madam Speaker, and the world is changing. These two organizations must be run in the most transparent manner, in the most efficient manner, if truly our desire is to join the League of Developed Nations, Madam Speaker. They have been there on paper, Madam Speaker. And these are the things that, Madam Speaker, under the oversight role of Parliament, Madam Speaker, the audit issues, Madam Speaker, uncovers some of these serious issues pursuant to Article 226 and Article 201 of the Constitution, Madam Speaker. These are sweeping statements. But what is it that we as a committee, Madam Speaker, we have decided to look at? We have decided to look at how are these organizations being run? How are they conforming to these prudential financial guidelines? Are they being run efficiently? Are they meeting their taxpayers' expectations, Madam Speaker? Are they safeguarding the public interest? And Madam Speaker, one of the things that we have also come across is under this organization, Madam Speaker, and it's not limited to this, there's need to critically study their systems, how they are being run. Are they being run in a business-like, culture? Or are they being run like, I thought it was 10 minutes.
It's 10 minutes. You only have a minute to go.
Some 2 more minutes?
Honorable Kainan, you're negotiating before your time even has lapsed. You have,
okay,
yeah.
Madam.
Wind up in 2 minutes.
Okay, Madam Speaker, some of the gaps that we found out is the audit timeline. It takes too long before the committee is seized off with the audit report. This must be reduced, Madam Speaker, because it takes several years before the committee actually is seized off with the report, Madam Speaker, the audit report. The other bit that we also found out is weak implementation of the recommendation. And this is why for those of us who are in this parliament, including yourself, we purposely formed a committee called the Implementation Committee. That committee must be active. That committee must be seized off with all recommendations of this House, Madam Speaker. And that bit is lacking. I am yet to see in the last 3 years, Madam Speaker, a report generated by the Implementation Committee will be challenging them. Either we'll wrap you up or we'll bring reports as expected by the framers of the current standing order, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the other bit is there's a bit of insufficient public involvement. Some of these organizations are being run in a very opaque manner, Madam Speaker. It is the high time that, there's a provision called public participation. We need to know the activities, the operations of Kenya Pipeline. We need to know how GDC is run and many other organizations. This bit is one thing that, Madam Speaker, is lacking. The other bit, Madam Speaker, is there's limited focus on outcome. We need to see money. This country requires resources for development. So these organizations, per se, must be tasked in a manner that will force them to contribute to the national past. Madam Speaker, the other final one is persistent governance challenges. We want some of these organizations in the future must get clean audit reports. How do they do that? Adhere to the procurement regulations, follow the standard established, Madam Speaker. And finally, there are prudential guidelines. Those prudential guidelines, Madam Speaker, must all contribute to the running of those organizations. I commend the committee members and the chair and the leadership, but in future, let's work very hard so that the audit reports get to the committee within the shortest time possible. I support.
Very well. Member for Marakwet West, Honorable Troitich.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to support this very important report on selected state corporations moved by my neighbor, Honorable Kosing. Honorable Speaker, the report is quite substantive and has raised weighty national matters, Honorable Speaker, that this House must take critical account into. Honorable Speaker, there is a lot of wastage in this country that we must take care so that even as Parliament, as we pass budgets, we must be able to follow up and ensure that the money we have allocated to state agencies is utilized in a manner that is in accordance with the Constitution. Honorable Speaker, Dr. Ariko, who has seconded the motion, I say that there must be value for money. That is provided for in the Constitution, that any state agency allocated money must ensure that the money allocated by this House is used in a prudent manner as envisaged by PFM Act and the Constitution. Honorable Speaker, and Dr. Arika has also talked about that the key problem, the problem in this country, Honorable Speaker, is the procurement department or matters to do with procurement. Honorable Speaker, this weekend I was in my constituency and I was shocked to see that vehicles are rotting in police stations, they are rotting even in health centers. Honorable Speaker, in terms of disposal, Public Procurement and Disposal Act provides a very clear framework of disposing motor vehicles. Honorable Speaker, you find that that act is not being followed. And why should vehicles rot in judicial, Honorable Speaker? Why should vehicles rot in our health centers? Whereas there's a mechanism in law of disposing those particular motor vehicles and, of course, other government properties as envisaged by the law. Honorable Speaker, but the question is this. The move of the motion will say that we need a legal framework, I don't know, institutions to be created. Honorable Speaker, we have sufficient legal and institutional framework in this country. What we need in this country, Honorable Speaker, is good manners. Someone has been given to run an office. Why should we not follow the law that is in place? Honorable Speaker, we have a committee in this House, the Committee on Implementation, established under Standing Order 209. Honorable Speaker, for the avoidance of doubt, if you read Standing Order 209-2, it says the committee shall scrutinize the resolution of the House, including adopted committee reports, and thereafter provide solutions or even issue sanctions to those concerned. Honorable Speaker, if a committee of the House sits, it sits in accordance with Article 125, which says that that committee has powers similar to that of the High Court. Honorable Speaker, to call witnesses and even to issue certain sanctions that is provided for under the Constitution. Honorable Speaker, therefore, the Committee on Implementation should ensure that to avoid wastage of public resources, to ensure there is value for money, that the reports of this House must be implemented as provided for in the adopted resolutions. Honorable Speaker, I support the report. I rest. Thank you.
Very well. Honorable Makali Mulu.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to start by appreciating the committee, the PIC Committee on Commercial Entities, Honorable Speaker, for this good report. I've listened to the presentation by the mover and the seconder, Honorable Speaker. Just a number of issues do arise from that presentation, Honorable Speaker. And I think as a House, Honorable Speaker, it is time we do take some of these reports by our audit committees seriously. Because, Honorable Speaker, I think it has gotten to a time when we think these are just normal presentations. And I think if we really want to help this country, Honorable Speaker, it is time these reports are discussed into details. It is time to make sure that the recommendations of these reports are implemented up to the letter. What am I saying, Honorable Speaker? Honorable Speaker, I'm saying this House, as a committee called Implementation Committee, which is supposed to be following up on some of these recommendations, Honorable Speaker. But Honorable Speaker, you realize that very little is done after the reports are discussed in this House. And that's where we are really, as a House, not doing our work as expected, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, let's look at the issue of the timing of the reports. The Honorable Chair of this committee has indicated they are discussing reports of around 2018, Honorable Speaker. On a serious note, Honorable Speaker, today we are 2025. You know, at times I wonder, how can we explain that gap? A gap of almost 7 to 8 years. How do we explain it? And to make things very complicated, Honorable Speaker, you realize that the accounting officers of those days, most of them have retired, and if they have not retired, they have gone to visit their Mecca. So in that case, Honorable Speaker, the truth of the matter is, even if you make a recommendation, it's just a dead recommendation. That's why I get so surprised. I agree with the chair when he says they are morticians. Because on a serious note, we are making recommendations, we cannot be implemented. So I think the question we should be asking ourselves, Honorable Speaker, is what do we need to do as a House so that we have to speed in terms of timing, so that those who are in office can be accountable when they are still in office? Because there's this excuse always when you call an accounting officer, when the one who was in charge as a relevant, they tell you, I'm not the one who was in charge. And the debate ends there. The second issue, Honorable Speaker, this PIC is in charge of commercial entities. Anything commercial, Honorable Speaker, is supposed to be making profit for the government. It's a public investment committee looking at public investments, and by expectation, the truth of the matter is this investment should be making money for the government. So the government should either be getting profits or dividends paid to the government. Because we're using taxpayers' money to do this. But Honorable Speaker, I ask myself, how many of them are making profits? They have become pitless ores where public resources are pumped and we never see anything in return, Honorable Speaker. So is it not time, Honorable Speaker, we did an evaluation of which commercial entities are in place, which ones are making profit, and the ones which are not making profit, Honorable Speaker, we close them and push the business to private sector. Because I think the private sector can do better than having this being taken care of by the government. The other issue, Honorable Speaker, which is critical, is the issue of the consequences. So many recommendations have been made. I've listened to my chairman, I've listened to the second of the motion, Honorable Speaker. But the question is, do we have any sanctions for those who are not adhering to the rules? Honorable Speaker, this House passed an act called Public Finance Management Act. This House has an act by the name Public Procurement and Disposal Act. This act has many other procedures like human resource management systems, Honorable Speaker. And what we do normally, anyhow, to subject the performance of these parastatals to the acts of parliament which you have passed, Honorable Speaker. So the question is, in a situation where somebody deliberately doesn't adhere to the law, Honorable Speaker, should we not be having sanctions? Is it not time we told somebody you are not qualified to be in charge of this institution because you can't account for the resources we have given you? On the basis of that, you either pay your way or we give you zero budget, Honorable Speaker. I think if we start now doing that, Honorable Speaker, we will be seen to be a house which has some tooth to bite. Currently, I think people are taking our reports just as a talk show, Honorable Speaker. And I think, Honorable Speaker, you don't want to waste your time sitting on that important chair and what we resolve here becomes just a talk show, Honorable Speaker. Personally, I would not want to participate in talk show. So I want a situation where, after we agree on this recommendation, Honorable Speaker, we move to the next step. The next step should be that our implementation committee, together with the majority leadership in this House, act on these recommendations. The other matter, Honorable Speaker, which I think is important, is for all these reports we discuss in this House, what lessons do we learn from the lessons learned? Do we ever learn any lessons so that we can say, Honorable Speaker, we have learned this lesson, and on the basis of this lesson, we change our tactic in terms of looking at this report? Because having been a monitoring and evaluation specialist, Speaker, before my earlier life, any lessons you learn from any activity, you are supposed to act on those lessons learned so that as a result of the lessons learned, Honorable Speaker, you improve your performance. Are we improving the performance of our commercial entities as a result of this report? Or is it a situation where we just, at times, Honorable Speaker, you feel so bad? This chair has reported they sit from morning to evening every day. Can you imagine sitting from morning to evening every day for a month or 2 months, and at the end of the day, your report just goes to the shelves? It is very discouraging. So, Honorable Speaker, I really want to recommend, as I support this report, I think as a House, we need serious to say now, enough is enough, and take these audit reports seriously, starting with the PAC reports, and take all the PIC reports, because now we have different PICs, Honorable Speaker, and reports of the special audit committees, because they're also there. I can see my friend, the Honorable Mulyungi, who is one of them. We need to take these reports, all of them, seriously, Honorable Speaker, and implement them. And be seen to have a tooth which bites, Honorable Speaker. And otherwise, we are just wasting our time here, Honorable Speaker, and we are wasting the taxpayers' money. And I think really we can have better things to do if we cannot implement these reports. So my final comment, Honorable Speaker, as I see it, is that these audit reports is time we tied them to our planning. It is time we tied them to our budgeting. It is time people face the music by not adhering to agreed laws and regulations. I submit, Honorable Speaker, and I support.
Honorable Chanda.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, as I rise to contribute to this, let me recognize the chair who was once my student somewhere. And where he has missed, I want to tell him that learning doesn't end. And that's where I want to start from. You know, the committee, in terms of the report that we've given on the issue of selected state corporations, the first thing that we needed to get from the chair and from the committee is how many state corporations do we have, for example, and how many have we selected? What was the criteria of selecting those selected? How many remained? And who is going to examine those that have remained? I hope my student is listening. So this is something that is missing. Because as that happens, we may realize and we may recognize that there are many, many, many state corporations that by the end of the day, this parliament does know their operations. And it is important that it's looked at. On that consideration again, the committee has looked at, for example, railways. And there are 26 audit queries. The committee has chosen only to look at 2. Who else to look at the other 24? Again, my student needs to look at this afresh, so that we are very clear in terms of that our committee is doing a good job and we are watchful in terms of what the state corporations are doing and moving on. Other than that, Madam Chair, there's the issue of the implementation. I think it's a procedural matter. There are these recommendations that the committee has come up with very well, including EACT to come in to investigate and stuff like that. You see, between this report and the implementation committee's action, there's supposed to be 6 months. That's what we have in our standing order. Though the implementation has 6 months. Now, who is tracking this? That after 6 months, the implementation committee procedurally gets these recommendations and to follow them up. If you say EACC you recommend that EACC to move in and whatever, it means that some office in this house must move EACC within the 6 months. So that when the implementation committee comes after 6 months, there's a very clear way, a clear order in terms of how the recommendations have moved and how actions have been moved also. I think this is what we are lacking here. And if we continue lacking it, it's going to be a big problem in the issue of even the implementation committee, because I think they're also trying to do the same thing that maybe some of the committees are doing. They're also selecting. And when they select, you may realize that important ones get to remain. Like now, the recommendation that we have from this committee. So if the implementation committee again, and remember the time lapse, time that goes in between the 6 months is not a short time. Chances that some of these things will remain not looked at very many times are very high. So, Madam Speaker, that's something that I think was important, that as a House, we need to look at that procedure again, even when it comes to the issue of looking at the standing orders again, that where do we reposit these recommendations? And who moves those recommendations to the entities that are supposed to action the recommendations? And what happens, at what stage do those entities report back to Parliament whether they have acted or not, so that the implementation committee picks it up? I think these are the areas that if we clean out, some of these things may work out. But remember, they are definitely, like Mheshimiwa Daktari has mentioned here, we are investing in these state corporations. Some are supposed to be making money. Where do they take the money that they make? How come that at the level of the budget, we hardly see that there are also some incomes from what we call our state corporations? I think this is really a problem. The final one that I wanted to bring, Madam Chair, and I think Chair of the committee listens to this, there's a general and a bigger problem on the issue of public land. The Constitution tells us that it is the National Land Commission that is invested with the powers to look at the issues of public land. If you critically look at what we are doing, including what these state corporations are doing, a more serious one is the railways. In as much as we are saying railways may run down, railways is the one of the state corporations that has a lot of money to pay land. In as much as they are losing their land, sometimes not in a manner that we know, but they are the ones who are also paying a lot of money in terms of new purchases of land. So when a state entity, a state corporation, whatever it is, buys land, that land immediately from that day needs to be under the National Land Commission, which is what the Constitution recommends or knows. But what we do is that a state corporation buys land, the commission doesn't know. Land for a school, for example, yeah? These are public lands, but where are the titles reposited? The titles of public schools are in Treasury. So what is Treasury doing with the whole issue, again, if they are not mandated? The Treasury is not mandated to look at the issues of public land. Why should we have titles in Treasury? Why not have them in National Land Commission? What is happening that the National Land Commission cannot have an inventory of all the public lands we have in this country? Because immediately we are haphazard, we'll keep losing them, and then all manner of complaints will be coming in left and right. So, Madam Speaker, those are some of the things I wanted to look at, but it is important, it's very critical that when the committee picks or selects a few state corporations to examine, they need to tell us how many are remaining, such that those that are remaining, we get to know who else is going to examine them. Who else will examine them, such that Parliament is able to get to know what exactly is happening. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Well, Honorable Owen Baya.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it's my pleasure really to contribute to this report, and I want to support the recommendations made by the committee on this audit report. Honorable Speaker, I heard the Honorable Proceedings say certain very interesting things, good things actually, about how we must run our state corporations. State corporations that are very important in managing the day-to-day lives of people. For example, the Coast to Water Services, which is now the Coast to Water Works Services Board, which is mandated to ensure that it provides water to the coast region. But what I have heard, Honorable Speaker, and the picture that is there, we always hear that the Coast to Water Works Services Board does not have funds such that they cannot implement new projects, they cannot pay suppliers, they cannot pay many people, including pay electricity bill, such that water is disconnected by Kenya Power. But what I have heard, Honorable Speaker, from the Honorable Senior Posing, is that they have done some very many and good things so that they have very many audit queries. I want to assure you, Posing, that we will not just allow this audit report to just lie here in Parliament. We must pursue it because it is justice for the people of Coast. If somebody is misusing resources, misusing funds, taking loans which they are not even able to do anything with, and they attract interest, and the people of Kenya through their taxes have to pay those loans, and yet that same organization is in the red, Honorable Speaker, that is gross misuse of opportunity to lead an organization. Gross misuse, Honorable Speaker. And if these board members that we give opportunities to serve do not do anything to rescue organizations, they only sit there to get per diems, to get allowances, but they do not do anything in terms of governance to restructure organizations so that they can work above board, Honorable Speaker, then why do we appoint those people? Why do we keep them in positions until the expiry of a term? Why do we keep them, Honorable Speaker? We don't. As a government, we need to really look at where our resources going. There is a lot of wastage of resources. But who are these people who are overseeing the wastage? I want to use the chaperoning, the wastage of resources. Honorable Speaker, because that's what they're doing. They've been put in place instead of looking at how to manage an organization well, to ensure that the organization is taken care of properly, Honorable Speaker. They just sit there and look at wastage and do nothing, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this is a report that we do not need to wait for implementation committee to come in and say this has not been done. ESCC must be seized of this report, and the clerks,
Member for Nandi Hills, what is out of order?
He wants to know the meaning of chaperoning.
Madam Speaker, I wanted your guidance because I see there is no quorum in the House. I wanted you to confirm that for us to proceed with this discussion.
We will let Honorable Owen finish.
What interest does it serve
We will
you?
let Honorable Owen finish, then we will give guidance.
Kitura will teach you a few things.
Honorable Owen.
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable, any member can rise and raise that issue. It's
Yes,
in the standing
yes,
orders.
yes, Honorable
So,
Speaker.
Honorable Owen, you will finish, then I will actually deal with the issue raised by the member for Nandi.
Then you'll allow me to teach him a few lessons. Honorable Speaker, so I want to say this, Honorable Speaker, that I heard also the Kenya pipeline is being mentioned, Honorable Speaker. But before I go to the issue of Kenya pipeline, I heard about the Mzizima pipeline. The Mzizima pipeline, Honorable Hosing talked about the Mzizima pipeline. That the people of Mombasa have waited for so long, many years, to have the Mzizima water reach Mombasa. But there has been a continued delay on ensuring that we have this pipeline because of one excuse after the other. While the people of Mombasa keep on suffering, they stay without water. The water that comes from Zizima pipeline, that should come from Zizima pipeline, Honorable Speaker, serves Kilifi. And actually the person that serves most is the MP for Kaloleni who sits behind there. If this pipeline is actually constructed, it will help ease the problem of water. Probably we will not even need Mwache Dam, which is going to consume billions of shillings. But the water from Zizima, which will actually come to Mombasa through natural gravity, without having to incur a lot of cost, has been delayed. But we have a revelation of why it is being delayed in that report, Honorable Speaker. And this report must be flagged off so that everybody knows where the problem is. When we have a state corporation that is not doing its job, people suffer. The people of Kaloleni suffer. The people of Rabai suffer a lot because of water issues, just because some people who are called Coast Water Services board members are not diligent at their work, Honorable Speaker. And I think this is one of these reports that should be used as an example. And I agree with you, Dr. Ochanda. I agree with you. That we do not have to wait for implementation committee. The 6-month window is enough to arrest, prosecute, and charge people who have been misusing opportunities that have been given to serve the people. We don't have to wait for the implementation committee. The implementation committee should just come and report that the recommendations were implemented, instead of saying the recommendations were not implemented, and then we start another process again. You know, Honorable Speaker, this implementation committee sometimes takes Parliament back many times. You know, you have a report, it comes here, you expect implementation, it is not done. Committee of implementation comes in, takes over, they go again, then the same committee comes in, try to check it again, and then after that, in the next parliament, they want to check the whole thing again. You know, I feel that the committee of implementation sometimes is being misused to actually propagate misuse of public funds. That's what I feel sometimes. Because you have something you bring to this house, like he has done. So somebody is waiting for committee of implementation instead of implementing the recommendation. Then the committee of implementation calls those people, comes back, starts interrogating them afresh again, and tells them that, and then they put another report here to say, prosecute those people. Then they are not prosecuted, then the committee of implementation again comes to pick it again. Honorable Speaker, we are not helping this country. These reports that come to this house must help this country to streamline governance of state corporations. Streamline, let's hear this report from the House say, come to birth on something that they have been dismissed. The head of public service has degazetted committee members because of a report from the House. That's what we want to see. And that is what will give even the morale of these committees to actually table those. So sometimes, Honorable Speaker and Proceedings, do not just say that we surcharge or ESCC must investigate. The first step, the first recommendation I want to see personally, Honorable Speaker, is that they must be degazetted. The board members must be degazetted as members. Then investigations can take place. I think that will be an apt. And those members of those corporations, Honorable Speaker, will actually start working, knowing that if Parliament comes, because, Honorable Speaker, a gazette notice is subsidiary legislation. And that subsidiary legislation actually must be approved by Parliament. This Parliament can actually recall that subsidiary legislation, that gazette notice. So instead of just saying ASCC investigates, Honorable Speaker, I think one of the recommendations is that those members must be degazetted if they have led to the loss of money within a state corporation. That will be an important and apt recommendation for the committee so that actually we make progress. Honorable Speaker, I had the Kenya Pipeline issue. And Honorable Speaker, Kenya Pipeline used to employ so many people in Mombasa. Many families lived, educated, owned houses because they were working in Kenya Pipeline Corporation. The death and collapse of Kenya Pipeline led to the death and collapse of many families, Honorable Speaker, because of misuse, because of mismanagement, because of lack of proper governance structures, Honorable Speaker. And yet, this government spends a lot of money to train board members when they have been appointed for governance issues, audit issues, and other. Where do they implement those the learning that they get? And yet, the moment they sit on those boards, they make one mistake, another mistake, they fleece that state corporation, the state corporation is on knees, they continue to draw salaries and allowances, while the people who suffer are the people who work and for whose service is needed by the state corporations. Honorable Speaker, as Parliament, I think it is time we made drastic and very robust and radical recommendations, other than the ones that, and I want to ask our clerks when they help committees to write, you know, they're used to a certain type of language, those clerks. Oh, you know, this is how it is done. You know, this is how we have done it for many years. And they write recommendations so that they look politically correct. Honorable Speaker, we need to move. Chairman, do not just accept the recommendations that the clerks make. Make your own, radical. Let's radicalize state corporations, Honorable Speaker. We will get results out of them. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Very well. Honorable members, a member has risen in accordance to Standing Order 35. I will therefore order that the bell be rung for 10 minutes. you be upstanding? Honorable members, and the time being 5:37 p.m., this House stands adjourned until tomorrow, Wednesday, 30th July 2025 at 9:30 a.m.